Radio show in the world with the face who runs the place, T-Roy, the OG on the marquee, Jaybird, and the cat who runs the chat with the stats, Statman Surge. We are Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. We're not a Quad City Sports Talk radio show. We're not the Quad City Sports Talk radio show. We are your Quad City Sports Talk radio show. Welcome to the conversation, Quad Cities. But first, the Dawn.
All right, everybody, we're here in the Hassle Castle. My new hat's here. Got Leah Baum in the house, Jaybird, and Cal Reed's wearing my new hat.
Nope.
I mean, the only thing bad about that hat is the state of Illinois on it.
What?
What?
You are crazy, bro.
It doesn't say Brisker, does it?
What is wrong with you? Can I just give you guys a quick insight? When you're
Come on, what size is that hat?
This hat is 7 3/8.
That's totally gonna fit.
That hat barely fits. You have a ring around your
It's
forehead
7
like you
5/8.
have a headache right now.
No. It's good, dude.
Is that a gas station Quad City Bandits hat?
No.
What's wrong with that?
Now that's legit. I'll come straight to the store.
Your sister bought me this hat.
She did.
Yeah.
She loves you.
I know she does.
Well, for those of you just tuning in to ESPN 1170 AM, we've got Cal Reed in the studio. Bomber's over here to my right, and so is T-Roy.
guys?
So we've got a packed Hassle Castle today, which is a good thing and always fun. We're going to have some fun here today. We get to talk about Game 1 of the World Series, Game 2 of the World Series. We get to play personality tests.
We got to go through the pick six and the pick'ems.
The pick'ems, we get to
didn't
go
win
through
this week,
every
Cal.
game. Every
I
Wednesday,
know.
we get to go through
I saw
all
that.
the games and pick all the NFL. We also have the T-Roy Power Rankings. I was gone yesterday, so we didn't have a show. I was down in Muscatine, and thank you to Chris Anderson down in Muscatine for his time. We're going to be able to streamline the Bettendorf versus Muscatine Iowa High School Athletic Association State Playoff football game on Friday night, and I'm teaming up with them to put this production together. So when I put on social media that it's for continuing education, it is 100% truth, because what Chris is doing down in Muscatine is about 18 months in advance of what we want to do here at Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. All right, he's got things going on as far as streamlining. He's got things going on the internet and posts, blogs, whatnot, anything else. So thank you for the time that he gave me yesterday, and I look forward to working with him on Friday night.
Good job, man.
Really awesome.
Yeah. So we have that.
Wait, there's something I have to address this.
Sure.
So when I'm walking in the front doors of this place, there's gargoyles, right?
Sure.
Why are the spiders placed on the gargoyles' junk?
I didn't place it there.
They jump?
Well,
their
one
junk.
gargoyle's named
On their
Jay.
junk.
On their
See, the one gargoyle's named Jay, and the other gargoyle's named Troy. So that's the spiders are prevent our gargoyles from getting crabs.
Oh, got you.
Get it?
I don't.
You would have think they would have named him Dwyer and Michaels, but it's so funny. Everybody voted for Jay and Troy on that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Very, very funny how that works.
I'm just glad
out.
none of them are named Leah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
you're
You're
on
the
top
spider.
Of it.
You're the spider.
the one on the right is named T-Roy. The one on the left is named Jaybird, because I kind of tend to lean towards the left.
He does. He's a very left leaner.
Oh, my God.
I seen it.
Depending on did you wait? What?
You were sleeping.
What do you mean he's seen it?
You were sleeping.
Anyway, it's gonna be a fun day here. We're getting a little bit of a peak of weather going on. It's supposed to be nicer today than it was yesterday. It's supposed to get up to, I don't know, either rain or get up to 75 tomorrow.
This bipolar. This.
I know.
I call this weather. Leah weather.
Okay.
I call this weather the Midwest. That's what I call it. And
This weather's not good looking.
You don't know what you're getting. Hey. It's beautiful out, but you don't know if it's hot or cold.
Right.
Oh,
Come back
she's
and bite
hot.
you at any second.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying?
She's hot,
Hey.
she's hot at all times.
Hey.
Until I'm not.
Well, I mean, you know.
Until
Just
she
depends
starts,
if there's a drink on the table or not.
if politics are involved.
Yeah, well, how I act towards you
so we
depends on
didn't
you.
have a show. We didn't have a show yesterday.
No.
So we do get to talk about the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh
The Monday
what?
Night Football games.
Just so you know, everybody watching on Facebook Live, this is a Cowboy sweatshirt.
Why is it inside out?
It's laundry
Because
day.
I'm not wearing this thing outside out.
That don't make no sense.
You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean,
I'm
but it
not
makes no
wearing
sense.
it right side out until they fire Mike McCarthy.
Oh, he's wearing it in protest.
Oh,
Yeah.
protest.
I did not get from the talking heads like I thought I would. A bunch of people saying that the Red Rocket, the
Man, can we change that name?
I would said the same thing.
We,
what do you want to
It
call
throws
it?
me off.
That's
got
a dog with
dogs.
a boner, dude.
I got
The carrot,
dogs,
the
bro.
carrot-headed cannon.
I got dogs.
The carrot-headed cannon.
I did not get what I thought.
It's offensive to your dogs. That's great.
The ginger gangster.
I did.
He's no gangster.
think-
Listen, he wasn't great. He wasn't good. You throw. Listen, there were the few things that I had problems with the referees. There was
Oh,
a
man.
terrible
You-
pass
you-
interference
You went on
call.
social media about it, my
I
friend.
mean, that was a huge.
Anybody.
I mean, that was
talks-
pass
Man.
interference. That's all you get. But at
I know
the
you're
same
not
time,
talking about pass interference, Cowboys fan.
Ooh.
yeah, Cal, they tackled the guy.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm talking about the Lions playoff game where
Nah, that's too. That's too.
Well, I mean, we're
that's
not
low-hanging
talking 80
fruit.
years
That's
ago,
too
Cal.
long
We're
ago.
gonna
Yeah.
talk
It don't
this
matter.
way.
That's too long ago. It,
Yeah,
it,
it
it
matters.
doesn't matter.
it don't matter how long ago it was.
Yeah, it does. Cal, quit looking at your
You
own
can
camera.
you could have that any time. You could pull up from any game and be like
Right.
whatever else.
That's
Like,
true. You can.
I'm
Just
just
like
saying-
Des Bryant made the catch in Green Bay.
He did.
I believe so.
I do too.
So the carrot-headed cannon was 34 for 54 with 266 yards and a touchdown. I didn't
Kind
get
of what I call my junk.
I
Oh
did
my
not
gosh.
get what I wanted from the talking heads, and that was a call for the Cowboys to reach out to Colin Kaepernick to be their next starting quarterback. I didn't get that
Because
from them.
even Kaepernick doesn't want to play for that coach. He's so crappy.
It's
Well,
Seriously,
I do not like your coach.
nobody does.
true. He's terrible.
Erickson called this. I'm with Erickson. Oh, he's good. See, right? Give it 5 games. I swear to God, he said 4 or 5 games. You're gonna hate him. I'm like, okay. I hope you're wrong. Well, he
And
was
here
very
we
much
are.
Well,
right.
you can't. He's a Packers fan, so of course he's gonna say that.
But
He knows.
He
But
won
he's
a-
telling the truth.
yeah,
but he won a-
knows.
The
Super
truth will
Bowl
set you
with
free,
them.
Cal.
Yeah.
My point is that I have no idea how you can sell yourself at a job interview when you have 2 computer screens and be like, look, I'm looking at numbers. And
Right.
Jerry Jones was like, yep.
Looking at numbers. Should have been looking on how to coach.
Yeah.
Should have been looking at X and O's.
I just,
Where
I mean,
did he
how do you
come
hire
from?
Mike Nolan to be your defensive coordinator? That guy doesn't know his butt from his
there
elbow.
you go. Yeah, good. You caught yourself. Yeah.
Where did he come from?
Mike Nolan, the dubster.
McCarthy-
He's a
McCarthy was
recycler.
He was
He's
like as a
trash.
Packers coach, and then he had a year off. He wasn't. I think he might have been in studio doing.
No one hired that fat F
No,
for
no.
studio.
Yep. Okay.
I'm,
He said no,
You're
no,
doing good.
no.
I'm worried over here, and I think
brother,
we
hey,
no,
guys,
no,
I'm
no.
fat,
I want to tell you how.
and I might
proud
have a
am
face
of
for radio, but that dude doesn't even have a face for radio. He doesn't have a voice for radio. He's an idiot. You're him talk.
you. I think the real problem is what came out
You're showing a
in
lot
the
of
past
restraint.
trying my
24 to
best.
36 hours, and
Boy,
that
Jeff's
was.
next.
And that was the players finally turning on the coaching staff. That was the big deal. For me, it was like,
Yes.
this is a
It
huge
had
deal.
to happen. Because
That's
I'm gonna
an
tell you
issue.
right now,
That's
you,
an
you
issue.
look back and say what you want about the last Carrot Top that was in Dallas. We're talking about Jason Garrett.
Yep.
Jason Garrett at no moment in his entire tenure there, which was I think 10 years,
Yeah.
lost the locker room. Lost the locker
Because
room.
he's a player's coach.
But I don't think it has nothing to do with it. It had to do with. I don't know
Like
if McCarthy's. I don't know if McCarthy's not a player's coach or yet, but McCarthy's not leading them. At least Garrett, right or wrong, on his calls, was still trying to lead them and make calls and make adjustments. These guys are saying, "Listen, these guys don't know what they're doing. They're not making adjustments. They're not trying to train us." These are educated players, man.
You know what it is. You know what it is. It's
He's a terrible
McCarthy.
coach.
McCarthy's one of those coaches that he'll come in there, he'll go to his office. Here's the game plan. He'll give it to his offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, special teams coach, and then he goes out there and stands there and lets them call the game.
Well, I don't know
And
what
he
he's
doesn't
doing,
step
Cal,
in
but it's
and
not
does,
coaching.
He
He's
doesn't.
sitting there with his
Exactly. He
face
just
mask
stands
on the
there.
entire time.
He doesn't do anything.
I think he's eating a donut underneath
You
that
know what?
mask.
You know what it is.
There's enough room for
Yeah,
a
you know
donut.
what it is, because you know what he's used to. He's with someone like Aaron Rodgers who does the Peyton Manning thing. I make my own calls. You don't have to worry about that,
Well, he's definitely making.
right?
Yeah.
Nah, I could see that. I can
And
see
now,
'cause-
and now, and now he has to coach.
Omaha,
now,
Omaha.
now
The hard snap. No,
now
you're
he has
right,
to.
because-
Now he has to coach. Because Dak Prescott's looking at the coach like, what do you want me to do, coach? And he's like, that's the
Dak
offensive coordinator.
Dak was making his own calls, too.
He's making his own calls.
Until he ankle got dislocated. Here's the analogy I used that sticks to McCarthy more than anything is he's the dude that his whole life he should have just been driving a Volkswagen or he had a Volkswagen, and every now and then someone gave him the keys to a Lamborghini or a Ferrari, whatever one you want to call it, and the ding dong can't get it out of first gear.
Mm-hmm.
He could change gear on an old '67 Bug, but that transmission box is too tight on the expensive cars.
Right.
He doesn't know what to do.
Right.
Yeah. You're at the stoplight, and you're like, good
sense.
car, and you give the guy the nod.
Yeah.
Like,
and then he stalls it.
and he stalls it, and you're like...
And that's what he's doing.
Because you don't know what to do with that expensive
I'm with
car.
you. I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
So
you're
he's
like...
in over his head.
You can't tell me
Yes.
that every football expert in America looking at the talent on the Cowboy team saying this is going to be a good team, and this dude is looking like this? Injuries aside, it happens to a lot of teams. Guess what? Denver Broncos, for example, Calvin Reed, decimated with injuries. They probably have just as many, if not more, than what Dallas had. They walked into New England, and you know what? They kicked 6 field goals to win the game.
No,
They won the game. But what I'm saying, they won the game. They made Cam Newton look like crap.
We didn't win. Cam Newton has PTSD for the Denver Broncos, period. You can tell by the way he's
what
playing.
it is.
Ooh,
I don't.
that's a good call,
That's
actually.
good, but he lost the game.
You know what it is? Every time he
never
saw a
thought of that.
linebacker running his way, you see him in the Super Bowl, he panicked.
There wasn't a single player on that
He
field that was
panicked.
in that Super Bowl team.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Denver's in his head.
That's a good
That's
call.
fine.
I would have...
Denver's
I
in
thought
either
you were
way,
gonna go with
but
the
what
COVID
my
analogy.
analogy
That's a
Even
good
that
call.
weak defense we have is in your head.
Either way,
Come
what
on,
I'm
bro.
getting at
You should have
is
had 45 points against the
your
Denver
team,
Broncos.
who
Come on,
Fangio
man.
was not a good coach either, but he's a better coach than Mike McCarthy. Had his team go on the road and win a game that they should not have won.
Why? Because he's actually a defensive coach. He's involved.
That's fine. He's a better coach than Mike McCarthy is what I'm saying.
Mike McCarthy's not good for anything.
Exactly. Thank you, Cal, for agreeing with me.
His wife probably agrees with you too.
I don't even think he's married anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
I think
because
she divorced him.
she understands.
After the start of this season.
He's
He's
trash.
a limp noodle.
He's whoa. I
So
didn't say
angry.
that.
He reminds me of this guy from this one thing.
Oh, I know. I think I know who you're talking about.
His name's Jeff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard of him.
Or Jeffrey.
Yeah,
He's named after a giant giraffe,
yeah,
but spelled different.
fitting.
Last night, the Dodgers beat the Tampa Bay Rays 8-3 to take a 1-0 lead in the World Series. Clayton Kershaw was the winning pitcher. Tyler Glasnow was a losing pitcher for the Rays.
Deja vu, same story every year.
Is it though? I mean, did you really think Clayton Kershaw was going to win that game? I don't even like seeing that he's.
What do you mean? He didn't win the game?
He did, but normally, I mean, he's 3-1 in the postseason now. But normally, he's not good in the postseason. That's been his thing.
But he won it.
I know.
He's not good
He
in his
pitched well.
No, he's not good in his second starts.
Can I ask about
playoffs.
Clayton Kershaw quick before we go to break?
Shoot.
Does he purposely all right, when let's just say WWE superstar Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins, Davenport guy, they purposely spritz their hair down, right?
Yeah.
Does Clayton Kershaw want to look like a dirtbag on purpose?
His hat?
Everything.
All right.
He's sweaty automatic. I sweat looking at him.
We were talking about
he
that last
puts,
night.
He puts he does his hair with water before he puts his hat on.
Does he need to
Every
look
time.
like a dirtball?
I know,
though?
but I'm just saying
Jay,
he puts
what?
water on.
I'm telling you right now, I looked at this last night, and I looked at this very closely.
Sure.
The hat he's wearing has been his hat either all year or
Oh yes.
all he did is have them stitch in the World Series thing. That hat has the sweat rings.
No, I understand that.
The
no.
L and the
He's
A
from
are brown.
Texas.
Yes. No, he's got something going
No,
on.
He's from Texas.
I thought him and Matt Stafford were.
Yeah, they went to the
buddies.
same high school
Yeah,
together.
in Texas.
Oh, all right, whatever.
Well, either way, I mean,
Why you got to be mean to people from Texas?
If you haven't heard
I
that,
mean,
yet,
Lee's already pissed off
he's
people from
got to
California.
pay. He's got to pay some type of fine for
Now,
having.
you
that.
guys have
Do you
alienated two
understand
of our
that?
biggest
He's
fans.
got to. I'm fine with that, but no, seriously. So I texted.
He needs a fine.
Because to wear the hat unless they have it stitched in. Yeah, you have to. It has to have the World Series logo
He
on
had
it.
it stitched in.
If
to
not,
his old
then if
hat.
you want to, you have to pay a
It's
fine.
his lucky hat, man. He's not going to wash it.
He reminds me of the kids from high school that would wear the grungy Grateful Dead T-shirts, but they didn't even know who Grateful Dead was. And
So I
you know what I'm talking about?
I texted friend of
Like
the
the
show,
rich kids
Pat
that dress
Anger
like they were
last night,
poor.
Like
Yeah.
kids today
Pat
wear
Anger.
Wu-Tang shirts.
who I also know that he is a big fan
Seriously.
of the movie Tombstone.
Yeah, Tombstone.
And I texted Pat and I said, why does Clayton Kershaw look like he should be part of the Red Sash gang from Tombstone?
Doc Holliday, baby.
No.
No,
The Red Sash gang was that.
Man, I don't care about no Red Sash gang. That's your gang. I'm talking about Doc Holliday.
Do you hear what's going on the show ever? Are you
Yeah.
paying attention?
I'm paying
Have
attention.
you seen the movie Tombstone?
Yeah, I've seen it 50 million times. My dad loves
Right.
that movie.
Okay, then do you know who the Red Sash gang is?
Yes.
Who was part of it?
It was what's that?
I don't know.
Maybe Spot.
I know the one guy.
I know the one guy that got shot first.
What's his name?
You don't know.
Okay, I also asked this question. Why does Clayton Kershaw look like he could be Kiefer Sutherland's cousin in The Lost Boys? Like, why does
Especially Billy Roberts.
why does he look so dirtballish?
That's what they're going for.
Like, if
we don't care.
if I'm going to a gas station to buy a pack of cigs, I
Hey.
imagine 9 of those guys are going to be standing in front of me.
Jay, look. This ain't Bettendorf where y'all didn't get dirt on your uniforms,
That's
bro.
not true.
Huh?
That
You
Clayton
didn't get dirt
Kershaw,
on
I
your
guarantee
uniforms,
you,
man.
where he went to
Wearing
high school
number
at with
21
Matthew
with no
Stafford,
dirt.
I guarantee you the higher income was much higher and whatever else. He
No
doesn't
dirt
need
on
to
your
look like a
uniform, bruh.
dirtball. Like, he just doesn't need to. Like, I would love for him to get traded or signed with the Yankees where they would shave his face and cut his hair. He looks like a
We
dirtball.
talking about fashion?
Yeah, he just...
This is the
seriously,
World Series. We talking about fashion.
it drives me nuts.
Don't they have dress codes though?
No, the Dodgers.
No, so when they
Dodgers
come to
don't.
the games,
They have to
do.
dress a
Yes,
certain
they have
way?
to- yeah.
Okay.
No, the NBA is...
But
you have to
no,
dress
that's just the
differently.
NBA.
Baseball's not, no.
NBA and NFL, they do.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my take on the whole...
I ain't gonna say
Dodgers
why.
and
I ain't gonna say
everything
why
else.
there's a dress code.
Well, because David Stern wanted to clean it up in the NBA.
Man, your clothes don't.
That's just what David Stern wanted to do. He wanted
Man,
to
come
take
on, man. That's like going to a club. That's like a black person going to a club in Bettendorf.
There's no
well,
club in
David
that,
Stern, yes, wanted
Dress
to.
code.
Yeah, David Stern wanted to like impose his will on.
I have no problem with the dress code because I.
But
dress
David Stern,
properly.
what he did isn't
Yeah.
right. I can tell you right now. But he did it to have his control over African American athletes.
Yep.
Yes, that's why he did it. Yeah.
Yep.
So.
I mean, I like Jay Bird. Look at you.
No.
Well,
Look
that's
at you.
everybody
Not
knows
a
that.
not
We've
a
just
David Stern guy,
discussed
no.
it about Iowa, University of Iowa. We just had the same conversation about their dress code changes.
Well, the NFL has
Iowa-
a dress code on the field. Like you can only wear
Oh yeah.
your
Yes,
socks.
yes,
you have to
yeah,
wear your
yeah,
socks a certain way.
yeah,
Now
yeah.
I don't know about the NFL off field. I don't think there is one.
No, they
No,
have
but on
to
the field.
they have to wear they have to wear something appropriate.
Yeah, that's appropriate.
That's the
That
only
is
thing.
okay
Yeah,
by
that's
them.
it's
Yeah.
okay. It's anything that's appropriate. They can't wear like protest stuff, this and that. NFL can't do that. NBA can do whatever they want.
Well, now they can.
Now they can.
because
It's 95%.
they're supposedly woke now. So is the NFL supposedly.
Woke all the way down to the bottom of the ratings. So woke.
Oh, which is
shoot!
is
I
a
don't know. Kaepernick was wearing a Fidel Castro shirt.
No, he also had socks that
Yeah,
had
you can
pigs
wear that.
that were
Yeah.
wearing cops hats.
That was disgusting.
That was terrible.
Yeah, but
That
I'm
was
saying,
bad.
I think, I don't know. Yeah, either way.
well, we've got to take
Dirty hat fella.
we've got to we got to take a first break. But on this day, October 21st in 1975, T-Roy, do you know what happened?
October who?
October 21st, 1975.
Oakland
On
A's.
this day in history,
This day in sports history,
in 1975,
baseball sports history.
Big ball.
Reggie Jackson hit 3 home runs off of Charlie Huff.
No.
Good
Okay.
call though.
That was a year later.
Got to go see About a Girl.
Oh, it was Yaz Strimsky. Or no.
Jay was conceived.
the catcher.
He
And
hit
I-
it.
no, he wasn't.
He hit a hit, and then he
The-
was
the-
waving it.
But I was a
Carl,
baby.
not
in the
Carl,
belly.
He was
but,
waving it
uh,
fair. He was
Carlton
waving it
Fisk,
fair.
yeah.
Carlton
But who
Fisk.
was it? Yeah.
Carlton
Gotta
Fisk.
go see About a Girl happen today.
What? You didn't
had
go see
tickets
that
to
game
Punch
for a
Fisk?
chick?
You left it. Hey,
Hey, man.
we had to go
See
see
you
About a
later.
Girl. So yeah,
No
this
idea what
happened
you're talking
today in sports history. Also,
I remember that because I watched the Reggie Jackson special.
You know, effing cop.
it's not your fault. It's not
Shut
your
up.
fault.
Don't do this to me, Sean.
It's the only thing I really think about that movie is how much I always wanted to give Ron Gardenhire a hug and tell him it's not his fault that the Twins were bad in the postseason.
Wow.
I just want to give him a hug.
So sweet.
And I never had that chance. 2020 is the first year since 1999. 2020 is the first year since 1999 that two states have faced each other in multiple championships across NBA, NHL, NFL, and MLB. This year, it's California versus Florida, Dodgers versus the Rays, the Lakers versus the Heat. What two states went head-to-head twice in 1999?
In 1999?
In 1999. That answer and more when we come back.
I got to guess. I know what it is.
it.
All right, guys. Front Street Brewery is the oldest brew pub in Iowa, nestled right along the bank of the mighty Mississippi, serving Davenport since 1992 with great beers like the Davenport Gold, the Wise Guy, the Raging River, and that very popular Cherry Bomb Blonde. You can check out all their food and drink specials at their Facebook page or go to www.frontstreetbrewer.com. Remember, the restaurant is located at 208 East River Drive, and the tap room is in the Freight House Complex. So please get down to Front Street and try some booze and some food today.
Deliciousness.
You like that? You like that? Give me a hell yeah. I said give me a hell yeah.
Hey, this is Goose, PA announcer for the Quad City Storm, and you're listening to Don't Hassle Us.
Premier
We're
Metal
Local.
Art is now licensed and trademarked with the University of Iowa to produce and sell Hawkeye's metal art. Made here in the Quad Cities. Order your customized fire pit in 3 different sizes, perfect for tailgating. Premier Metal Art also has Hawkeye's multi-layer pieces, perfect for your home and man cave. It's not too early to order for Christmas, so get your custom Hawkeye's order in now. Call 563-345-9500. Premier Metal Art, Eldridge, Iowa. On Facebook or online at QCPremier.com. Finish your holiday shopping today.
Janae and Golick Jr.
The NCAA is still in its old bag of tricks, and we've heard the president, Mark Emmert, say that a bubble is possible for some of the tournaments coming up, looking down the line to March Madness, and it's what makes more farcical the idea that the NCAA or any of the powers in the world of college athletics can look and tell us they're doing as much as they can for what we're about to see in college football. I was on the call for the first college football game this season as Central Arkansas and Austin Peay played, and while everyone involved did what they could, we know ultimately the powers in college sports are preventing the bubbling of athletes because they know what admitting that comes with. And so when they try and sell me that they're doing everything they can, I unfortunately can't believe it because they're already telling us and telling on themselves as they look forward toward the spring that the bubble might not only happen, but it is going to come with plenty of apparel you can buy, all in support of amateurism.
Janae and Golick Jr. 306 on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
If Teresa Greenfield and the Democrats take over, the following will take effect. $4 trillion in job-killing taxes, government takeover of healthcare, packing the courts, dismantling police departments, surrender to the mob, surrender to China, and a march toward socialism. Teresa Greenfield and the left, they'll tear this country apart. Stop the liberal takeover. Vote Joni Ernst.
Paid for by Iowa Values Action, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.iowavaluesaction.com.
I've seen the worst things that can possibly happen. This isn't even close to that.
He's back on your radio. Greeny.
I have always felt basketball is a game where the team that has the best player wins. The Lakers would have the 2 best players.
Greeny, covering the top stories with the biggest names. Plus, breaking news.
Only in football do we wonder this aloud, and I just thought it was worth spelling out all of the ways in which Brady changed everything.
Greeny, weekdays at 11 on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
The #1 men's testosterone clinic, Limitless Male Medical, is now open in Bettendorf. There's a long list of symptoms that signal low testosterone. What we hear most, I just don't feel right. Men over 30, get your testosterone checked. It's easy at Limitless Male and may be covered by insurance. If you have sleep problems, irritable, depressed, weight gain, no motivation, loss of muscle mass, these are signs of low testosterone, and we can help. Request your appointment online at limitlessmale.com.
The biggest names in sports, coming to your mornings.
Bill Belichick, the 6-time Super Bowl champion, is here.
Morning, Coach Bill B.
Great to hear your voice. Congratulations on the show here, and I know you're going to provide a lot of great insight for the fans and even the people in the league. Nobody knows what's going on more than you do.
Keyshawn, J. Will and Zubin. Mornings on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
Which stage of life are you in?
I'm shopping for a new house and can't believe I'm a grown-up stage.
How on earth do people afford college stage?
Or
I never have to think about work again stage.
No matter which stage of life you're in, First Midwest Bank has the knowledge and experience to help you. Visit firstmidwest.com/everystage. You have plans, we have ideas. First Midwest Bank, momentum for life. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
We're playing all the hits. The Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Hassle Castle, brought to you by Dunright Satellite and Dish. This is Don't Hassle, so local AM 1170.
So before the break, I explained to you that this is the first time since 1999 that two states have been facing off.
Ooh, I should have thought about this more.
In major sports.
Right.
So 2020, obviously we've got the LA Dodgers versus Tampa Bay Rays, and we had the Lakers versus the Heat. So 1999. What were the two states that faced each other in multiple championships across the Big Four?
It had to be Texas. Texas
Did
won
it have to be why?
because San Antonio was
Okay.
NBA champs on the asterisk.
Yeah, okay.
And
but there's still four. It's not just NBA. Could have been MLB, but go on. Yeah.
But it's Texas against who did they beat? Jesus, who did they beat?
You're on the right path.
New York?
Yep. It was Texas versus New York.
Who?
That is exactly it. New York, the Knicks and the Spurs, and the Sabres versus the Stars.
Yep.
Buffalo Sabres. It's the first time since 1999 that we've had the state going back and forth. Like I said, last night the Dodgers beat the Raptors. The Rays 8-3. And T-Roy, I think, remember what I told you?
Yeah.
That one was going to be a boat race, and the other one's got 8-3 is pretty. That's beating the over-under.
Oh, they got boat raced.
But that's beating the over-under. So I feel well with that. Now
Belly
Tampa
had
Bay,
there was a couple of, and then the one
your
dude
1-0 game is
going
to be your 1-0 game is going to be tonight. Tampa Bay, they kept Glasnow in. They did not go to their bullpen deep at all. Tampa Bay is going to throw everything at them tonight to even up this series. Because
who's pitching for LA?
The Dodgers?
Yeah.
Hold on a second. It's supposed to be
Curtis Mayfield.
No. Tony Gonsolin.
Yeah.
He's 2-2 with the 2.31 ERA. Blake Snell, who says he doesn't want to put his life on the line. That's the only thing we really know about him. He's 4-2 in the postseason with a 3.24
Predict
ERA.
the Dodgers take a 2-0 series lead.
I do not. I think the Rays
Didn't
do
we
it.
say they're gonna
Only
win the
11 teams have won a World Series after losing the first two games, making tonight's game 2 a must-win for Tampa Bay.
Only 11?
Only
the
11
Nationals one of
teams
them?
have won a World Series after losing the first two games. Last year it happened with
And
the
you know
Nationals.
who one of those teams were?
The Nationals last year.
I just said that.
What's
guessed
that?
Right.
What'd you say?
I said the Nationals.
Nationals last year, yep. They lost the first two games on the road.
Do you have all 11 champs?
I do not have all 11.
That's not
no.
true.
What do you mean that's not true?
Because the Cubs lost the first two games in their World Series 2016.
Okay, well they're one of the 11 then. I that's good.
The last one, they're doing
the
was
last
last
one was
year,
last
Cal.
year though.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah. Okay. Just like
You off
you
your
know.
meds?
Yeah.
Okay, it shows.
20 of the last 25 World Series champions won Game 1, including 14 of the last 17. So these games are important, I guess, in some way. But, yeah.
The Dodgers are going to blow it, dude. They do every year.
Well,
They do every year.
I don't blame the Dodgers as much as I blame Dave Roberts. So
yeah,
that's
Dave
what I pay
Roberts.
attention to.
Dave Roberts is the Mike McCarthy of baseball.
No.
Yes, he is. He's terrible.
He gets them to the championship.
But they don't
It's a terrible
win.
Analogy.
Who cares?
They still make
don't
it
win.
there, though. I mean, at least, but they're still
Who
in
wants
it.
to make it to lose?
Mike McCarthy is the Pittsburgh Pirates of baseball.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Thank you. They don't even win.
But not Jim Leland Pirates.
Well, whoever's the coach of the Pirates right now.
Pirates
That's what
actually,
I'm saying.
Pirates actually had a good team.
Yeah, they were the last in their division. They might have had between them and who had the crappiest record? Was it them? Or
this. What are you talking about?
Who had the worst record in baseball this year?
Detroit Tigers.
This year,
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
The Tigers pretty bad too.
Yeah.
they're disgusting.
What was their?
Terrible.
What was their? What did they end with? They won once, right?
Who?
The Tigers.
Like a one World Series?
No, this season.
Oh,
Who
they
did-
had more than one win.
Oh, did they?
Oh, they probably won. They probably won like 20 games. That's about it.
I do have a link
they were bad.
down 2-0. Certain things. The 86 Mets against Boston, which we know of well. The 96 World Series, New York Yankees were down 2-0. That's just in the World Series alone. 85 Royals were down 2-0 to the Cardinals. Sorry, Cardinal fans.
I know
we
the
have
Cubs
a
are
we have a phone
1-1.
call. You ready?
Yep.
T-Ray. I think it's going to be Jake from
State Farm.
Yep, go.
Welcome to Don't Hassle Us, a Local. Who do we have on the line?
Now go.
Welcome to the show. Who do we have on the line?
This is Jake from Elite Sportsbook.
Hey, buddy.
Hey,
what are you
Jake.
wearing, Jake?
Every
Got
week.
the khakis.
Every week with this joke.
I know. It works every week, though.
Sorry, I started.
Jake, how you doing, my friend?
Good. How's everyone doing today?
Well, we're getting excited. I mean,
Lee is detoxing. Cal's off his meds. Jay's worried about dirty hats, and
I
I'm
have
drunk.
digestion issues since you asked.
So we got a lot going on.
you know,
man.
just pretty much par for the course. Any
Got a
time
lot
you're in
to
the studio,
digest.
Jake. We are worried about the game going to happen this week. I still am reluctantly optimistic that Iowa and the Purdue game is going to happen, but we do like to remind everybody that you can go to elitesportsbook.com and you can make a progressive parlay when it comes to Iowa games. And once you do that, if you do at least a $5 bet, then you guys will match up and put $5 in an account, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Give the Iowa season-long progressive parlay a try, at least for $5, and we'll give you $5 back. It's pretty exciting to have Iowa football coming back this week. We've got a few other promotions going live today as well. So we're optimistic that the games are still going to be played this weekend too.
Yeah, we're optimistic. What other promotion you got going on, bud?
We're starting a promotion called Iowa Always Wins. So if you bet $50 or more on the Hawkeyes to win, and they lose, you'll get a free bet back worth the amount of points that they scored, up to $25.
Okay, so I'm with you. So if you bet Iowa to win against Purdue this week, and you bet at least $50, and Iowa doesn't win, but we'll say they score 21 points, then you get $21 back into your account. That's what I'm understanding, right?
Exactly, yep. It has to be a full pregame straight or money line wager, and the lines from the Iowa season-long progressive parlay don't qualify, so it has to be from the regular NCAA football menu there. But it's an exciting promotion. We're going to run it all season long, so every week you'll have a chance to bet on the Hawkeyes and have a little bit of peace of mind with loss insurance if they lose.
Cool.
Oh, that's a nice little.
That's sweet, but
Iowa always wins. I like it.
I don't know if that's going to happen this year because Iowa's not playing Miami, Ohio this year.
No.
That's true.
How did Georgia do over the weekend?
Yeah, we'll talk about your second half after we get done with Jake on the phone. We'll talk about Georgia's second half after we talk to Jake on the phone. Yeah.
So many shots fired.
Yeah. So, how are things going though, Jake? Like, how are we looking as far as Elite Sportsbook? We have UFC coming up.
Everyone's really excited at Rhythm City for UFC this weekend, kind of mixed in with the Iowa game around the same time. So if you want to watch UFC 254 for free, no cover, come on down to the Rhythm Room. You have to be 21 to enter, but we'll also have the Iowa game playing in draft day on Saturday as well. So big day Saturday, lots of excitement going on.
Oh, that's great. I mean, it's 2:30 kickoff for the Iowa game. You can go to Draft Day Sports Lounge, and then you can stick around and you can watch the UFC for free. Like you said, 21 to enter. Jake, anything else we're missing? What can we follow you on social media?
Yeah, actually, we're running a promotion on social media now, so check out our pages on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. at Elite Sportsbook, and you can play a scratch game for free. Everyone will win a prize, but you could win up to $100 in free bets. So go check that out on our pages. You can only play once through the promotional period, but it's pinned on all 3 accounts.
I can do a scratch thing on the internet?
Yeah, try it out.
I'm going to. We're going to do it on the air once we come back from break. I'm going to.
He's all pumped up now, Jake. Way to get him going, Jake.
Yeah, going to make some money. And then on top of it, the app is going to be coming soon. And at some point, Jake, you're going to allow me to
bring that up.
Of course I have to bring that
He's an app tester.
I'm an app developer.
Hey, Jake should have never told him that. He's like, oh, yes.
I'm not an app tester. I'm an app developer. That's what's going on my resume.
Okay.
How do you have room on your phone?
Now you know what you started, Jake.
How do you have room left on your phone? How many apps do you have on your phone?
I'm helping develop the app.
I understand.
The gambling
It
app.
doesn't negate my question, though.
Jake, do you ever feel like you're helping Jay develop his resume?
I'm just happy that he's talking up the app. So
he loves the app. He's so excited about that app.
He's all about it.
Well, if you were developing something, weren't you excited about when you guys had kids? Weren't you excited about your kids? You helped develop your kids, right?
I was just gonna say I developed 2 apps.
No,
My names are Lyric and Cooper.
You're very proud of them, right?
I was terrified.
I'm happy. I'm proud to develop this app.
I love my apps, Kobe and Sienna.
Yeah, I thought my kid was gonna pop out like Alien.
Might have a few glitches, but we're working the bugs out.
Poor Jake. He calls you to talk about gambling.
He calls in and he gets in this. I know.
Sorry, Jake.
He knows. He's been doing this for about a year now. Jake knows what this is all about.
He knows us.
Anyway, Jake, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Yep, no problem, guys, and we'll be in touch. Make sure to check out the fun promotions we've got going on, and we'll talk to you next week.
Oh, we're going to check this out when we come back from break about the scratch-off thing. So, and then if I lose, then I'm going to text you. All right.
Good. Let me know your feedback.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. Yep.
Later, Jake.
Yeah. Now, hold on a second.
Troy's giving me a tattoo.
I'm an app developer.
Oh,
Seriously.
my God.
And I don't...
Let me see your abs, then.
App.
Oh, I said ab developer.
My abs aren't too bad
6-minute
either,
abs?
by the way. My abs aren't too bad.
7-minute abs.
I don't have a 6-pack, but I do have that...
He's got a 4.
That V that
I got
the
a
ladies
K.
like when you're wearing like sweatpants.
I have it doesn't count if you have a V with a beer gut.
You got a pony cake.
Yes.
I don't like
I have a V with a pony keg.
Leah's got
respect that I'm part of an app development
muscles.
team. I don't like that you're not respecting it.
What, your ab team?
That I'm part of an app development team.
I
This guy.
I respect it.
I totally respect
No, you don't.
it.
No, you're like,
Tell me one
this
thing
guy.
that you developed on that app.
I'm going to. I'm at the very top of the
You're
list.
in the process of
Hey,
developing.
everybody, Jay
They're
is-
like, you're going to
Jay's
do this.
about to
Now we
go,
need to go to Jay's approval. I've got a
He's
team.
about to go
What's your position?
8.
Like, are you the director of the production?
I feel like it. I've got a team of people that are going to be part of the app
I believe.
development.
Are you the next Google?
No, he doesn't.
I
make
could
it
be.
serious.
Aim big. Sky's the limit. There are no glass ceilings.
By the way, hey, guess who's not on my team? You, and you.
I never said nothing about your little app thingy.
Not on my team.
What did I do?
Oh,
I didn't do
Because you don't
nothing.
respect it. That's
I
right.
did.
I respect the fact that you love doing it.
To gamble, and I love sports.
Yeah, man. Hey.
Basically, the
good for
reason we're
you.
not on the
A
team,
multi-million dollar, billion-dollar company.
degenerates that
A
he's brought with him.
multi-billion-dollar company.
Oh,
In
this
Elite
is great.
Sportsbook, Rhythm City Casino is like, I'm putting all of our stock into you doing the right thing.
That's a
a
heavy,
lot of stress on
that's
me.
a heavy weight to carry.
I know.
But I have faith in you that you're going to do
That's why
well.
I'm putting together the best team possible.
I know.
Because a multi-billion-dollar company is putting everything into me to develop the best
I
app
hate
possible.
it when people put everything into me. It's such a heavy burden to bear. I'm talking about the responsibility, Jay.
Oh,
Where
okay.
is
I
your
was like,
mind?
what? Look at him. Look at him. He's so Christian.
You got to get your head out of the bomber.
I don't like it when people put that much pressure on me.
I'm just saying,
Can't
a
get my head out of the
multi-billion-dollar company
I understand.
is saying that our entire thing is based on
Can I
you.
Jay, you're very important to the development of this app, and I'm very proud of you.
I'm proud of it.
I'm proud of you, bro. Then what the heck do we have to tell you for if you're proud of yourself?
Well, that's the
proud
number
of
one thing. You
himself.
should always be proud of yourself. Exactly. That's what I tell my kids all the time.
Well, as a group, I think we're all collectively proud of you.
Well, good for you guys.
Wow.
Let's download the app just to show him how proud we are.
Not done yet
When
until I
it's
give it the
done!
thumbs up. When I say it's done.
As soon as he gives us the thumbs up, I'm gonna download the app. 'Cause
I'll
God
download it
forbid-
twice because that's
God
how much
forbid
faith
he
I
opens
have in
my
you.
phone and he can't find that app. He'll chew me up one
not
side and
opening
down the other.
There better not be one bug on this app.
Better not be.
Because the
I
way
do
you
not
talking,
wanna-
the way you
Heads will roll.
talking, you talking like you, the gangster of apps. And
Yeah.
if
I'm
there's-
with Cal a little bit.
If there's a bug
anything
on this
screws
thing,
up on this app, if it crashes,
we at your neck, brother.
Oh, I'm
Everybody's-
telling
you're
you.
getting it.
Yeah, I want everyone.
Well, now we know what's
I
wrong
wanna
with
be
the
on a
app. The
text
head
thread.
developer. That'll be the news in the Quad City Times. Your boy Barb Icks. Barb Icky is.
Yeah.
What's her name?
I know who it is.
Barb will write an article about you. Quad City,
definitely-
quote unquote,
she's
app developer.
Definitely not.
Screwed
downloading
this
that
one
app.
up, Quad Cities. Oh, she's gonna attack you.
You mess this
she's
up, your
coming at
life
your
in the app
throat.
world is over.
You know,
If any of my
Barb
friends,
doesn't play.
if any of my friends at Rhythm City and Elite Sportsbook mess this up, text thread is going to happen.
What? Hold on.
I mean, like,
hey,
what?
If you're a part of that development,
Which I am.
you, Jesus, okay, I get it.
Okay.
But you have to take accountability.
I understand that.
Do you?
Oh yeah, I don't want my name on something that's going to
Because
fail.
I'm a lover of people that don't take accountability
I'm
and throw
telling
it
you.
in their face.
Listen, I'm not co-signing that until that thing is up and loaded and ready to go.
And if there's one bug,
If there's
Jay,
one, Calvin,
just one,
heads will roll.
I'm on you.
Yeah. Well, you can do it. I want to be
Sounds
accountable.
I'm on you.
As an app developer,
Jesus
I want to be held
Christ.
accountable.
He makes it sound like he's
There are 7-year-olds
like
who
an
develop apps,
like
though,
he's
so
an architect in
get too excited.
Dubai or something. Like he's like, I created these buildings.
You are an app architect.
Yeah, I know.
An app foreman, if you will.
All right, we got to take a break.
Oh,
We're back with
man.
Don't Hassle So Local here on ESPN
This is
1170 AM.
Oh, my face.
He's something else. All right, guys, the voting's done. Everything is in, and our friends at Don't Hassle Us or Local have it out and about and on the streets. Yep, the new guide, the Locals Love Us guide, that has that easy-to-navigate table of contents to help you find what you're looking to for whenever you need to find out about getting your oil changed, tattoos, or lunch. Or you can go to the website there, Leah Bomb Diggity.
Yes.
LocalsLoveUs.com.
I use it often.
Click on Quad Cities, and then you can browse your favorites. It's easy to use, and they're even ranking the most popular places.
There's
for
some
you.
people that should use it when they want to know where to
Many
get a
people, Cal,
get a
you're
ham
absolutely
sandwich.
right, yeah.
And go.
Make sure you check them out. Those are our friends from Locals Love Us. They are your guide to the best.
You like that? You like that? Woo! Give me a hell yeah! I said give me a hell yeah!
This is Tom Kakert from HawkeyeReport.com, and you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
Introducing First Midwest Bank's newest branch, Your Home. With our online banking and mobile app, it's easier than ever to make a deposit from the dining room, pay bills from the patio, or get alerts in the loft. The convenience of First Midwest Bank, right from your own home. Visit firstmidwest.com/convenient to get started today. First Midwest Bank, momentum for life. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Janae and Golick Jr.
The NCAA is still in its old bag of tricks, and we've heard the president, Mark Emmert, say that a bubble is possible for some of the tournaments coming up, looking down the line to March Madness, and it's what makes more farcical the idea that the NCAA or any of the powers in the world of college athletics can look and tell us they're doing as much as they can for what we're about to see in college football. I was on the call for the first college football game this season as Central Arkansas and Austin Peay played, and while everyone involved did what they could, we know ultimately the powers in college sports are preventing the bubbling of athletes because they know what admitting that comes with. And so when they try and sell me that they're doing everything they can, I unfortunately can't believe it, because they're already telling us and telling on themselves as they look forward toward the spring that the bubble might not only happen, but it is going to come with plenty of apparel you can buy, all in support of amateurism.
Janae and Golick Jr. 306 on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
I'm Teresa Greenfield. I was 24 and pregnant, at home with a 13-month-old, when I got a knock at the door. It was the priest. My husband, Rod, a union electrician, had been killed on the job. I became a single mom, and we relied on Social Security survivor benefits to get back up on our feet. Social Security is something we've all earned after a lifetime of hard work, and I'll be fighting to sustain Social Security for generations to come. So when I see Donnie Ernst and the folks in Washington talking about cutting Medicare and Social Security to pay for tax breaks for billionaires, I say, no way.
And I know firsthand, you don't stop giving people a hand up so you can give a hand out to the super wealthy and the special interests.
I'm Teresa Greenfield, running for Senate, and I approved this message, paid for by Teresa Greenfield for Iowa.
The biggest names in sports, coming to your mornings.
Bill Belichick, the 6-time Super Bowl champion, is here.
Morning, Coach Bill B.
Great to hear your voice. Congratulations on the show here, and I know you're going to provide a lot of great insight for the fans and even the people in the league. Nobody knows what's going on more than you do.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin. Mornings on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
Score a touchdown on your next new or used purchase at Sexton Ford. With a huge selection of new Ford cars and trucks, you'll feel like you've entered the big game each and every time. You'll be treated like a pro player from sales to service, auto body to parts. Sexton also has a strong bench of mildly used vehicles, too. Why wait? The game's on at Sexton Ford in Moline.
Oh, yeah! Sexton Ford is the talk of the town.
I've seen the worst things that can possibly happen. This isn't even close to that.
He's back on your radio. Greeny.
I have always felt basketball is a game where the team that has the best player wins. The Lakers would have the two best players.
Greeny, covering the top stories with the biggest names. Plus, breaking news.
Only in football do we wonder this aloud, and I just thought it was worth spelling out all of the ways in which Brady changed everything.
Greeny, weekdays at 11 on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
Quality craftsmanship, attention to detail, and reliability. These are just a few of the things you will see when you transform your kitchen or bathroom with All-Star Home Services. Mike and his team have over 2 decades of experience remodeling kitchen and baths, and yours could be next. With financing available and $500 off your complete kitchen or bath project for a limited time. Call All-Star Home Services now. All-Star Home Services, 563-299-3786. Or visit all-starhomeservices.com.
On your radio, on your phone, on Alexa. This is the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
All right, everybody, back in the Castle. Castle brought to you by Dunright Satellite and Dish. Cal, quit staring at your camera. Look over here at me and smile.
Hey.
There you go. All right. Hey, Cal, you know what I did?
What'd you?
I got a whole bunch of Van Halen vinyl coming.
Yes.
So I just got Diver Down and Women and Children First. Both of them mint.
Good job.
So I'm very excited about
Don't
that.
cry in front of your kids again.
I didn't.
You almost cried in front of your daughter about it.
I almost did, but I didn't. There's a difference.
You can cry if you want to, Troy.
See, Leah loves me.
Men show emotion.
Well,
Jay, is it time to do what we normally do on a Tuesday, but we can do it now on a Wednesday?
because it's a Wednesday and we
Yeah.
didn't have a show yesterday. Sure.
Yeah, that's it. That's the ticket.
Yes.
It's the T-Roy Power Rankings, and then we get to pick all the games. This is our Wednesday thing.
Yeah.
We do the Power Rankings, then we get
Can
to
I
pick
ask
the
a
games.
question real quick? Sure. You don't get backlash from playing this music on this station?
No.
No, they
From
don't care what we
ESPN,
do.
no, they don't pay attention.
All right,
They
this
don't
is
pay
where
attention.
I go
They're one of
head to head with this
hundreds
clown from
who don't
Sports
pay attention.
Illustrated. See what he has for his power rankings.
Well, this is a different guy writing it this week. This is
How can they have a different guy every week do the power rankings? That
other
doesn't
guy-
make any sense.
I don't know. The other guy's name was Barrett. This guy's name is Mitch.
Oh.
So
that
Was
means
the
he's
first
a
guy
male?
named Grin? Was his name Grin and Barrett?
but they've got their power rankings up and
Is
everything.
this our boy Mitch that used to work down at
No, love Mitch. He had a good tweet the other
I know,
yesterday
Mitch
though.
is good stuff.
He's a good dude. All right.
Too bad he's a Colts fan.
Week 7 power rankings. We're going to get into that later. But yes, week 7 power rankings from T-Ray. As compared to the SI.com Monday morning quarterback this week, written by Mitch. Their power rankings. So, T-Ray, what do you have in your power rankings.
Well, there's been a shakeup, everybody, since week 6.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, I watched some games, and as Calvin likes to say, the eye test sometimes, Calvin Reed. He's got it written down still, and that's the reason why we do this.
Eye test.
We have a new number 1, everybody.
Who is it?
App developer Jay.
After the eye, well, he was. God, his head was on a swivel for that one.
Didn't
Yeah, you got a dirty look.
He did the DMV neck swivel.
He looked hard too.
The new bestest team in the NFL.
Bestest
is the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Ew.
Defense, offense, veteran leadership at quarterback. They do not have a hole in this team right now. They have a great head coach. They look great. They dismantled the Browns. I look for them to.
That wasn't hard though. Bro.
Hey man,
that wasn't a test of you.
You do what you got to do. I'm telling you right now. They have
Browns.
Come on, dude.
Are the equivalent in Mean Girls the word fetch?
Yep.
Stop trying to make the Browns happen.
They're 4-2, Jay.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. They're not.
They
good.
got dismantled.
They got destroyed.
So Ben
by
Roethlisberger
Pittsburgh.
basically is a comeback player of the year right now.
Right now, hands down.
100%.
Yeah. I agree with that. They actually don't have the Steelers.
They don't
at
have a
number 1.
hole, you guys.
SI.com does not have the Kansas
And
City.
now that Ben is,
I mean the Pittsburgh.
now
they
that
have the Chiefs.
Ben is getting a little rapport with these receivers, Chase Claypool will probably end up being the
that
rookie of the
kid
year.
He's a stud.
Okay, the other receivers are really good. They have barely used Juju because he's getting double teamed, and these other guys are stepping up. The running game is solid. You guys, they don't have a hole. O-line's good. The defense is just explosive. They lost Devin Bush for the year, and they send in some guy named Spradley, and Spradley was blowing it up. Man, this is a well-coached team. This is a great team.
Get nothing unlike it.
All right, who do they have at number 1?
Kansas City Chiefs.
Baltimore.
Wow. No, they have the Kansas City Chiefs.
No, I do.
Okay.
At number 2, they have the Steelers.
At number 2, I have the Seahawks.
Okay.
Oh, this is gonna set your whole thing in motion down. Oh.
It's okay.
At number 3, they have the Seahawks.
At number 3, I have the Tennessee Titans still undefeated
What?
as well.
The eye test, they were terrible in that game they won.
Are you kidding me? Terrible. The man ran for 200 yards. He had the
one person. The
not
team
one
looked
person.
like
the
crap.
quarterback
The team
The
looked like
quarterback threw
crap.
for 3 touchdowns and over almost 400 yards.
No, he didn't, man.
The defense maybe gave up some points, but I'm sorry, that team is good.
Exactly.
Tennessee's good.
They're not 3.
Who do they got it for?
In the world that I live in,
yes,
app developer.
That's exactly the world,
which is a fantasy world.
And when we're developing gambling apps, and I look at Tennessee Titans, and they're 5-0 record, but they are 5-0. They're 0-5 against the spread. I don't think they're very good.
Well, sometimes you got to win the tough, close games, Jay, and that's where it comes down to.
They are 0-5 against the spread.
Always can't be beating the spread. Sometimes you got to play the tough ones. You got to have the grit.
That will catch up
and the
to you.
stamina to play it through.
I'll ask Erickson and anyone else that wants to check things out on the Harrington's Pub Facebook comment thread. But I do believe we were kind of harsh on a 13-3 Packers team last year, and they were like 0-5 versus the first 5 weeks against the spread last year.
Yeah, and they went to the NFC Championship game. That doesn't mean they're bad. Okay, that's a good season.
What was the thing you guys said? Oh, they got there though.
No, last year we were harsh on them. I know we were.
Yeah,
and now we're going to be harsh on the Bears.
They still made it to the NFC Championship game.
Everyone gets a trophy.
No.
Yes.
Number 4, I said they have the Tennessee Titans.
They have Tennessee. Thank you. I have Kansas City.
Okay. At number 5, who do you have?
I have the Baltimore Ravens.
They do as well.
Okay. All right, back on
Good
track.
job.
At 6,
I
have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
So do they.
He's pretty good at this.
Tampa Bay lost to the Bears, dude.
Yeah, they beat Green Bay.
They beat the crap out of Green Bay. At 7, I have Green Bay.
They as well have Green
Look
Bay.
at you.
At 4-1. Number 8.
The Buffalo Bills.
So do they.
I think you have a call.
2 straight losses for the Bills, but still in the top 10, huh? Now it's going to get interesting, my
Those are
friend.
still good, but they played 2 very tough teams. Listen, they lost to Tennessee and they lost to Kansas City. If you're going to lose, I'll take those losses. That's fine.
Yeah, that's why you drop out of the power rankings because you can't handle yourself as undefeated against tough teams.
That's why they're at 8, Cal.
Exactly.
They're not at number 1.
They should be at 15.
Jesus.
No.
Yes.
No.
They should.
Cal.
Go at 9.
At 9, I have the Saints.
They don't.
Who do they have?
They have the Los Angeles Rams.
What?
No, this is the one time, T-Roy, where I'm zigging with you about the Rams, looking back on it. I have championed the Rams as being NFC West to win the division, but really who they've beaten is only the NFC East.
Yeah.
I don't think they're a top 10 team.
Nope.
Thank you. Not.
But I'm
They're
telling you,
top 15,
SI has them in the
but
top
they're
10.
not.
Yeah.
Okay, at 10.
Okay.
I have the Chicago Bears.
They have the Arizona Cardinals.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, they have the Arizona Cardinals there. Then at 11,
Somebody's
they have the
grandpa's.
Saints.
At 11, they have the Saints.
Uh-huh.
I have the Colts.
Okay, at
Still
12,
4
at 12
and 2.
they have the Bears.
At 12, they have the Bears. Okay. I have the Rams at 12.
13 is the Colts.
I have the Raiders.
Interesting. Okay. Well, they have the Raiders at 14.
Okay, and at 14, I have the Browns.
Jesus Christ.
Stop trying to make fetch
You're
happen.
trying to
4 and
make
2.
Hey, man.
And who do they have
what
at
is
15?
This record
The
thing?
49ers.
And I have the Cardinals.
Okay.
So the Cardinals head-to-head so far have beat the 49ers. So, So who do they have in that I don't? They have San Fran in.
They have the Rams, right? They have the Rams.
They don't
in.
have the Saints.
They have the Saints at 11. Yes, they do. Saints at 11.
I have the Rams.
Well, then who are you missing then? I don't know. They have the Saints at 11.
You have everybody.
Yeah. The Cardinals
But I
at
don't
10?
have San Fran.
Did you not have the Cardinals in there?
They are the difference we have. They don't have the Browns, and I do.
Yeah, there you go. In your top 15.
Yeah, because I'm glad they don't.
Are you?
The
I'm
Browns
glad
are
it's my
trash.
list.
I was thinking about this earlier.
Can't wait till they play. Let me see.
And, you know, on Monday when we talk about, like, I always like to know the person's story behind being a fan, right?
Yeah.
So I usually try to take the time to be like, oh, you're a fan because of this. But I was thinking of this. We live in a world, we live in a prejudice world. We prejudge. If you sit there and say right now in your car, you're like, nuh-uh, I don't, you're lying. You do.
I know. I look at Cal and I think he looks like a very educated sports fan.
And then, yes.
And then he talks.
See? So if you're sitting in your car,
I'm
you're
not
listening on the
Leah.
computer,
I
you're
love
listening
you.
on your app
Hey,
or
I never
whatever
claimed
else.
to be a sports fan.
So,
So
I don't prejudge.
I'm not here
You're
for
lying. What I want to do is
I
I
love
want
teasing
to.
you,
I know
Cal.
we do like a type of word association, but I was thinking about this, and I'm like, all right, if I name a sports franchise, what is your guys' thoughts before you break it down with someone?
Okay.
And they explain why they're fans.
So like word association, but you're going to name the
kinda, but-
franchise.
yeah, franchise,
So
and
the
right
first
away.
word that comes to your head.
Just like what you think, like right away.
Okay. All right, you say it, Cal. You go first.
I'm going to start with the NFL.
Okay.
Okay? What you think of right away when someone says, "Oh, he or she is a Green Bay Packer fan."
Brett Favre.
honestly,
That's not what I'm looking for, though. I
He's
would
looking
think
what your thoughts are, not
the
necessarily
average fan
word.
right away in your prejudgment. Like what
Overweight.
kind of fan?
Oh,
overweight.
All right, I'm okay.
Immediately, I grew up with it's a cult in Wisconsin, and I swear.
So, like for example, when you say they're a Green Bay Packer fan, I think, all right, they love to drink beer and eat a lot of brats,
Cheese.
And if Brett would send a D pic to their wife, they'd be like, "Hey, sweet, look what I got."
They're equivalent to Iowa fans.
Okay, hold on. Wait, I might be okay with that.
That's a pretty good call.
They're equivalent to Iowa fans.
He's got a very good point.
Because I would say they're overzealous. They sell their product way too much.
That's Iowa fan.
Yeah,
He's
I'm
nailed it
telling
right
you,
there.
dude.
I'm laughing because I was
Iowa
like,
fans.
I wanted to get upset, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. This is in my
Yeah.
head. They're overzealous. They sell their product way too much.
Who's this dude?
Don't worry about that.
Oh.
It's Mr. Peepers.
Yeah, and somehow everybody's an owner of the team. But yeah, right away I would they're that's pretty
They're so invested in they'll fight you over it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about
It's over
that,
the
but
top.
It's still funny.
Fandom.
It's good.
That's Iowa.
That's a good one. All right.
Los Angeles or now Las Vegas Raiders.
Felons.
Jesus.
You wanted my honest opinion. I'm going to give it to you.
I mean, other than Nolan Rose, now he just Like,
I'm talking about their fans.
Delusional. Like,
they're
and Nolan is delusional. I
criminals.
think Raider fans sometimes get delusional about this team. And I know they're going to be, oh, you're a Cowboy fan. I'm like, oh, fine. I'm like, whatever. But I'm like,
the only thing I can think of.
I just think that like Al Davis was this greasy dude that was terrible at drafting. And
he drafted kickers 3 years in a row.
Yeah, delusional. That's the only thing I can think of when it comes to Raider fans.
NWA.
Bow down to the Kings and Raider hats.
Yep.
Either A's agreed with me for once.
What, the Valens?
Yeah.
Okay.
God, you two are gonna get married.
Sticking. What about San
better not tell your
Francisco
wife.
49er fan? Like, he's a big 49er
49ers
fan. What's the
fans?
first, before you even meet the person, you shake hands with them. Oh, you'd like X, Y, and Z. And like, why would I like him? Because he's a 49er fan.
If I was like a Cowboy fan or something.
No, I'm asking you if someone says 49er fan, because here's what I do. I'm like, I don't understand this person. No Iowa person I really know travels to
They
California.
were in middle
whatever.
school during the 80s.
Yep. Period.
I was going to say inherited, because most 49er fans that I know are fans because
Middle
their parents
school
are
during
fans.
the
Yep. That's it.
And as a Cowboy fan, we have a ton of history at the Niners.
Yep. Yes, they do.
Good and bad.
Yep.
We saw a lot of those starter jackets with the 49ers on them, didn't we? Growing
And
up.
Cowboys.
But that's
and
all right.
Bears.
So now I'm going to move on. Say Dallas Cowboy fan. What's your prejudgment?
Can I say it?
Delusional.
Sure, yeah.
Delusional.
You can't use my word that I used on Raider fan.
Cocky.
No, delusional.
No, I did it about the Packers, but go on.
Living on the past.
Cowboys. What do you-
Typical Cowboy fan is completely uninformed.
Exact. That's
Wow.
beautiful.
Not delusional.
Good
Completely
job.
uninformed.
Okay. That's
Like your typical Cowboy fan, for some reason, still thinks that Troy Aikman is on the team.
Exactly.
Like they live in the past. They live constantly in the past, and they cannot. Like your typical Cowboy fan is every argument's going to be, "We got 5. What do you got?" Like that's always what it's going to be. Constantly. Where I can sit there and be like, Romo was good. And they'll be like, your typical Cowboy fan is going to be like, Romo sucked, man. And I'm like, no, Romo was really good. And we've had a terrible GM/owner in that aspect of he was really bad at drafting for a long time. And then finally he's let Stephen Jones and some of the guys take it over. The drafting's actually been very good for Dallas in the last probably 8 years.
right.
8 to 10 when they started building it and Jason Garrett came in. One thing Garrett said, you build this team from the inside out, which is O-line, D-line. All right? But your typical Cowboy fan is going to be, it sucks. Your typical Cowboy fan hates Dak Prescott, too, because he's a moron.
So this is a segue into.
I hate typical Cowboy fan because it makes me mad.
Is this a segue into a Bears fan?
No, a couple things. When it comes to me, Cowboy fan, the first thing you ask me is they're 2 years older than me. That's just the way I was raised. Everyone was a Cowboy fan in the 80s. Now, if you want to segue into a Broncos fan, 2 years younger than me for some reason.
Yep.
And I don't know why.
I'm 2 years younger than you.
And so, like the Elway thing,
Yep.
whatever else. And so that's where, but that's personal. When I say prejudgment, this is the baggage
So,
I bring with me.
so I'll tell you what. Hold on. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Here's the thing. I was a Walter Payton fan as a child. I didn't know who Walter Payton was. I didn't really pay attention to football. But for some reason, when my dad went to a trip in Denver, he brought me back this orange 7 shirt. It said next big thing, Elway T-shirt.
Yeah, we've
And then
known
I
those
went,
stories.
yeah. And so like, I like them ever since. And I think it was more the fact that my dad gave it to me, because my uncle gave me a Cowboys T-shirt, and my dad ripped it up because he's a Bears fan.
Nice.
So I was a Broncos fan ever since that time. And
Well, when I
that's-
think
that's
of
what it was.
a Bronco fan, I think this. I mean, when I was a kid, the Orange Crust defense of the 70s was very popular. I always thought
Three Amigos.
I always thought of the Broncos as the bridesmaid, but never the bride. They always lost.
Oh, for sure.
Whatever happened, they always lost something. Like LOA lost, playoff games and whatever it was until
He was the
got Shanahan.
He was the
end of his
LeBron.
career.
He was the LeBron James of football.
They changed their uniforms up, and it became a little. And then when they changed the uniforms up, then I'm like, man, this is a cool uniform.
Oh,
But Bronco fan, I don't really. I mean, even
How you
though
a Bears
Cal's
fan and not like it?
Cal's a ding dong, I don't think Bronco fans are generally ding dongs.
Herd Nation, Herd Gang.
Herd Gang.
Yeah, I think they're for the
No,
most part.
Here's the thing: Broncos fans are realistic.
Well, can I finish, Cal?
Shit. I mean, stuff. Sorry.
Bronco fans are generally educated about their team, and they don't have overhyped expectations. That's my experience.
We don't ever think we're going to win the Super Bowl.
Well, you did when you had Peyton Manning.
The thing about it, when you say like Bears fans, because it's regional geographically, like you already have a certain thing in your head. Like I can talk about Bears fans or whatever else. And I know Green Bay, we threw that in there right away, but I think it's more like how do you prejudge like a Bronco, Cowboy, 49er fan before you do that? Like if you run into a Jets, and it really started with New York Jets in my eyes, because right now I think they're a terrible franchise. So when I'm thinking about this morning, talking to you guys about it, I'm like, New York Jets fans. Okay, I know two. Okay,
like around here, like my first thought when I hear you're a Jets fan, I'm like, how the hell did that happen?
Yeah, well, what happened to you?
Why?
Like what?
Like
what
why?
parent?
There has to be some.
You know what it is, and then
they went to New York
like you
once.
said. No, like you said, it has to be inherited. So like their parents must have been Joe Namath fans.
Yeah,
right.
I guess. Yeah.
Possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
sad.
Or they went to
That's
college
exactly what I just said. Which
in
parent
New
hated
York.
you? Like, and pass this on to you.
I mean, the Jets haven't been. I mean, think about it. One Super Bowl in a long time. I mean, that Super Bowl was one before I was born.
No. Yeah. I just try to think. Easer A's brought up Vikings fans. I think those guys are passionate. I have no idea why, but
when I think of Viking
'cause they have a
fan,
lot of
I
props.
think of desolate. Like they've been handed a crappy.
Well,
like they keep getting pocket aces in Texas Hold'em, and somebody beats them on the river every time.
they get it straight. They get it straight. They get it straight. They get straight. They get it straight.
But that's what I'm saying. They're getting beat on the river every time. They're like, man,
that is legit. That's like, man, I
Poor
feel bad.
That's
for
the
you.
best
Bad beat.
analogy.
Yeah, that's a really good analogy. Yeah,
You've been nailing it with the analogies and the explanations today.
I mean, they're up there with Atlanta and Cleveland.
It's my Waterloo education.
Did you have your Wheaties this morning?
Total Waterloo education right there, shining through.
Yeah, so
that's analogies. They're good at rapping.
I don't know, as far as like, I think the NFL just can relate more to personalities than anything else. Like, you wouldn't have the same thing out of baseball fans. Like, it's not like you're just not going to have the same personality.
What do you mean?
The Cubs, you are.
Yankees.
Yankees, you
Boston.
are. There's not a lot of Boston fans.
What?
There's not. There's some
That
pink
are
hats here and
crazy?
there. There's some pink hats here and there, but other than that, they're not real Boston Red Sox fans that you run into around here.
Oh, you're talking about around here. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if you
got
prejudge them, I mean, I can go through the whole thing and be like Cleveland Indian
No,
fans.
I got a guy that I used to work with, and he says, "Oh, I'm a Boston and a Cubs." No, you're not.
Well, that's the other thing.
Poppycock.
Were we going to guess the games?
We got
Because
We
I want to
are,
go over.
but I thought this was a nice
I love
conversation to have.
This is a
Well,
great
I want to go
conversation
over
to
last
have.
week's results.
We're going to,
Let's
but
do that
also, like,
after
you
the
remember our guy down in South Carolina from ESPN on Town Square
Mark
Media,
Ryan?
Mark Ryan, yeah.
Yeah, your boy Clemson Carl had to go at him.
Oh, did he? They
Yeah.
had a little Twitter beef?
He tried to call him out for saying something fun, and then Mark's like, "Hey, dude, it was read into it. Don't be a jerk." And I was,
I can't believe Carl and Mark Ryan, both friends of the show.
"Oh yeah, Jay,
had
your
Twitter
boy."
They
My
were
guys,
fighting.
they
Your
need-
boy is a jerkwad, just like
Which
your boy
one
JT.
is my boy? Why did the
Carl.
Hold on a second.
You got to pick
I'm
one.
the one that made friends with Mark
You got to pick one.
Why is it my boy?
because you love Clemson Carl.
So which one is it? Who's the one that you're on side with?
I'm with Mark.
Because what Mark wrote yesterday was an interesting, and I was like, Mark, I think you might be wrong, but
He is wrong, but I'm still on his side because Carl.
This
How
is what
dirty
he
did
wrote.
it get?
This is what he wrote. If you're a true fan, you adopt all of the city's teams. Way too many folks love the Braves but hate the Falcons. Weak as HELL hockey sticks. It doesn't work that way, and I'm here to collect your fan cards. Pick a city and accept all other teams.
No.
Don't be a one-team bandwagoner. And
I
was
don't
like,
agree with that.
I was like, I'm gonna reach out to him and have him on the show. But I was like, why do I have him on the show when I have you three friends on? You know,
Yeah.
and I can talk about it. And it also is, so I'm thinking about that. And I'm like, maybe you don't want to adopt the entire city because you don't want to adopt the personality of the NFL franchise
like it.
or the MLB franchise. Like,
Right.
I'm not going to adopt the Minnesota Timberwolves and their crappy ways of drafting crappy guards from Syracuse every year. All right, I'm just not going to.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to adopt the Minnesota Vikings and their Skull Nation
Because
just
you like
because
the
I'm a Twins
Twins.
fan.
Right,
It's
I
just not
agree.
going to happen.
Yeah.
So for him to sit there and say that and take your fan card, I don't think is true.
First of all, who is he to take my fan card? I wish he would try. You can't do that. You don't get to tell somebody who they have to like and support, right?
Yeah.
I like the Cubs, but I don't like the Bears. Sorry, Bears.
That's
fans.
and this is where it kind of gets to where I was like getting to the point where I was like, okay, the personality. Who do you think of? And
Right.
and this is it to walk you guys through this where my brain goes with this. Where I'm like, all right, what is Mark trying to get at here? You know, I enjoy the guy. I like him. He's been nothing but nice to us.
Sure.
He might be a little bit political ideology differently than where I fall in, but I don't care about that.
There are no rules to fandom. You don't have to. You don't have to follow that. I don't like that.
But I mean, you're not a Colorado Rockies fan because you're a Denver Broncos
No.
fan, you know, and that's what he's saying. He's like, you pick a city and then you follow everything,
Right.
And I don't think it's
No,
true.
I wear Colorado Rockies stuff because
The CR.
it's my initials.
Yeah.
But like other than that, I don't follow them. I follow teams. There's always certain reasons why I follow teams. Like I said, Magic Johnson. He was Magic. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, I liked Magic Johnson. You know,
I can't find the Carl remark.
It's all right.
like I said,
Maybe he
baseball,
deleted it.
like baseball. Yeah, that was like you said, it's family inherited. Sorry, I'm a Cubs fan. Like,
But at the same time, you're not a Bears fan.
no,
No,
And that's what Jay's getting at.
my point.
Because
Yeah.
Mark's trying to say you have to inherit the entire city.
no.
And I'm like, listen, if
My
you're
dad,
from
my
but
dad, my
but
grandpa
you-
did that. They do that.
But
Like
you being
our
a military
our
brat,
parents
though,
do that.
but you're a military brat.
Yep.
You traveled around a lot. So
I lived
can
in
see you
California.
liking different teams.
Yep.
He's got faults though. He's in South Carolina. If you turn around and you're like, well, I'm a Carolina Panthers fan, and I know it's in North Carolina, but I cheer for the Braves because that's our closest baseball team.
Right.
That's where his faults lie, where his listeners
Couldn't
are.
it be
where they're like-
Washington? Isn't it almost as close?
Well, yeah, but
Right,
his
right.
listeners, you can't tell that to your listeners when he's over there being like,
I know.
you can't. You
But
have to
his
like
point was too. And he goes, "I'm saying this for a fun debate,"
Mm-hmm.
and then Carl was just all, "Oh, so I need to be a Jets fan because I'm a Giants fan. I'm Clemson Carl. I know everything. I'm Clemson Carl. You gotta listen to
Clemson
me."
Carl's number. I'm
He
gonna
sounds like a Simpsons
good.
character.
I sang one funny song. Now I think I'm a funny guy the rest of my life.
We
Clemson
did
Carl.
sing a funny song. We did make him famous.
Well,
Well, we're not having him back on or whatever else.
because I'm gonna make him cry.
Uh-oh.
I don't want you to make Clemson
I'm
Carl.
Carl.
I believe you.
I don't want you to make Clemson Carl cry.
Jesus.
But no, what it led to, in my belief, is like, where do you put the personalities as far as like right away, like when you prejudge someone? Because we talked on Monday where I'm like, I don't want to ever just be like, why are you cheering for them, ding dong? I'm like, I'd rather be like, oh, I like your
I
story.
would say
I like your story.
I get prejudged being a Cowboy fan
100%.
way more than I should. Like people, "Ugh," and I'm like,
But you grew up during the
but
time.
my thing is like I know probably more about your team than you know about your team.
Yeah.
It's like what I think because I watch and
Yeah.
follow all of football.
Yeah, like baseball. That's the same thing. Like
Yeah.
when I was a kid, I could tell you all the starting.
No, my baseball knowledge
Lineups.
is garbage these days.
Yeah,
I'll admit
I could tell you. I could tell you every starter. When I was a kid, I could tell you every starter for every team.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I was a
definitely.
baseball fan. I loved baseball. You know what I mean? Like football, not so much. Basketball, yes, I could tell you every starter for basketball. Like,
You know, my wife gets on me for watching the games. Like, why do you have to watch every game? Why does it be every team and watch every game? Well, I try to watch and see every game so that when I see what's going on, so I know what's happening. So that
Right.
way, when I do these power rankings, like I'm literally that's what I think.
right?
Your eye test, if you will.
I test, baby.
Stop being a thief of joy, Mookie.
Yeah, Mookie, take that. Thanks, Leah.
You're welcome, babe. I got you.
I think she's gonna punch me in the face. When I
She's
get
gonna punch me next time I see her too.
She's not a very violent person.
Before we go to break,
Can I
My
get the
friend
results?
Mickey Kurtz is probably the biggest Dodger fan that I do know. Yes, in the QC, and he said, "You can't get on my show." Yes, Mickey, you mean a show? And actually, I remember when Mickey Kurtz used to call into the old radio show, like in 2002, 2003, that they had during the mornings or whatever else. So, Mick, you can call anytime you want to and talk about how Dave Roberts is a really, really bad manager, or that Clayton Kershaw looks like a complete dirtball.
You're the only one who thinks that.
He looks like a huge dirtball.
Who? Clayton Kershaw?
Yes.
Jay's right.
Hey, did you know?
I made the comment last night about how dirty his hat was.
But the thing is like this: what professional athlete that plays baseball is out there to look cute?
No, it's
Mike
not
Trout
that,
looks good.
Cal. It's the fact that he's got to be all dirty. His hat has to be all dirty.
I'm telling you, he is like spritzed down with like sweat from the moment he like wakes up.
You ever play baseball?
Yes.
So, did you guys ever have traditions that you would do?
Yes.
Yes, but not
He wants that hat.
No.
But he looks
he doesn't
dirty.
have to. He doesn't have to personally like not shave his beard or make him look all sweaty. Like he doesn't have to personally look bad.
But
That's
he pours water on him, man.
well, whatever. I'm just saying. Anyway, they could be out, but we got to take a break.
Does it have to be dirt water?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Does it
I'm
have to
just
be?
saying, man. I'm with Jay on this. The guy looks dirty, dude.
I got you.
We're gonna take a break. We'll be right back.
Locally owned and operated since 1934, Tri-City Equipment has been your source for restaurant equipment and value. They have very competitive prices and full service on all the restaurant equipment that you need, including kitchen cookware, refrigeration, utensils, tableware, etc. Remember, they have a 30-day labor and 90-day on parts guarantee, and if you're looking to cater or even just a specific item for your home chef, you can check them out at Tri-City Equipment online at tricityequipment.com. Stop down to 527 West 4th Street and see their newly remodeled 2,400 square foot showroom with over 1,600 items in stocks. Remember, Leah Baum, that they deliver to all Quad Cities residents and they match online pricing, so there's no need to shop at any of those big box stores or even that silly Amazon fella. Give them a call today, 563-322-5382, and they can answer all your questions. The showroom hours are 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, and remember, it's located at 527 West 4th Street. Those are our friends from Tri-City Equipment.
You like that? You like that?
Give me a hell yeah. I said give me a hell yeah.
This is Randall, the QC hot dog guy. You're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
From lines of credit in Chicagoland to equipment finance loans in the Quad Cities to better cash flow in Milwaukee, First Midwest Bank is committed to using our local knowledge and ideas to help our clients get their business momentum back. Visit wehaveideas.firstmidwest.com. You have plans, we have ideas. First Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
Janae and Golick Jr.
Janae, through all of, Russell Wilson, we know he's a lot, from Mr. Unlimited to the weird video announcing his contract staying in Seattle, the bubble water, his bad dance moves behind Sierra's music videos. Through all of it, he's still winning. I would trust him and Tyler Lockett with my PIN number, with any amount of money that I needed in my life. These guys are the surest bet in pro sports right now, and it's nice. We always like to say give people flowers while they can still smell them. Russell Wilson has been this quarterback. This is not a new version of him as far as I'm concerned, but it's a new version of this team putting its offense in his hands. He's getting all of the conversation around him and his ability that he's richly deserved for a while. And so in the interest of giving people their flowers, I'm really happy to see this on a fundamental level for a guy who's been playing this kind of ball and been meaning this kind to his team.
Janae and Golick Jr. 306 on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
When you own a business, every precious second of your life is spent focusing on how to make it successful and profitable. You spend so much time worrying about making things right, the last thing you need to worry about is when things go wrong. That's where we come in.
Jorgensen Insurance, our worldwide resources allow us to give your business the most comprehensive and cost-effective commercial insurance plan anywhere. Online at jorgenseninsurance.com. Now, get back to work.
This is Greeny with Mike Greenberg.
There's absolutely nothing, for example, the New York Jets can do this season that is going to change the fact that they're going to be a terrible football team. So does firing the coach help? Well, they're trying to develop a young quarterback in Sam Darnold. And all of you across the country who may not see a lot of him saw why Jet fans like me remain hopeful about him because he obviously has so much physical ability, but he still makes terrible mistakes, and so much of that can be laid at the feet of the brilliant offensive mind whose job it is to develop him. And so I guess my feeling is, if the head coach is doing such a bad job that the team can't beat anybody, that they commit 11 penalties in a game, including multiple dirty late hits, including one on the very last play of the game that had the opposing coach telling his players run off the field before we have a brawl out here. And oh, by the way, the quarterback is regressing.
Greeny, weekdays at 11 on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
Walgreens has always been there to help make your healthcare easier. From making sure you have the prescriptions you need to answering any questions you have about them. Now, the question is whether you have the right Medicare plan. And we're here to help make that easier too. Walgreens can save you money and peace of mind with copays as low as $0. Visit walgreens.com/Medicare today to see how. Walgreens. We make Medicare easy. $0 copay on Tier 1 generic drugs when enrolled in a plan with Walgreens as a preferred pharmacy.
The Max Kellerman Show.
Kendrick Perkins.
Max, you argued me down on First Take about how good of a player Chris Middleton was.
No, I didn't.
And I told you, yes, you did. And I told you that he wasn't that type of guy, right?
But he did play. Oh, I'm making stuff up. I argued for Chris Middleton. No, I said Chris Middleton should be at best the third best player on a championship team. You need another dude who can go get his own shot and do it on a higher level than Middleton if you want to pair him with Giannis to win a championship. I never said anything different than that. I wasn't thinking the Bucks were going to win a title this year.
So did you have a Bucks coming out of the East?
Yep. I sure did. Shut up, Perk. Why are you bringing up old stuff?
The Max Kellerman Show. Weekdays at 2 on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
If you're craving old-fashioned Mexican food, it's that Nally's flavor that you're after. You've got to go to Nally's Kitchen. Nally's makes everything from scratch daily and has some of the most unique items in the Quad Cities area. Try their homemade guisado, guarches, and gorditas, or enjoy their delicious tacos and burritos. Check out Nally's Express menu and get your food in 15 minutes or less. Order online at nallyskitchen.com and have Nally's delivered to your home or business today. Nally's Kitchen, old-fashioned Mexican cooking, Rockingham and Division, Davenport.
From the Sheedy Family Chiropractic Studios, this is the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170 AM, KBOB, Davenport.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hassle Castle, brought to you by Done Right Satellite and Dish. And we are knocking on heaven's door here in the Hassle Castle, everybody.
Sean Murphy has joined us in the Hassle Castle. And, Bomber,
Yo.
we brought you all here today for an intervention. That's why we're all here together now.
Oh, man. That's why she's sitting down the mini-me.
So,
is this why you're all looking down at me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in trouble now, Bombs.
We're worried.
Yeah, I'm sure you are.
So you haven't been eating right.
My digestion's off.
There's a cocktail here and there that you may have had that's set up on a camera. And we're worried that maybe we should talk to you. So that's why we're all here today, to have an on-the-air live intervention, because
thank you so much, you guys.
We're very concerned.
I will accept this gift of help that you have brought me here for today.
She's so good sometimes. She really is.
Anyway, Sean, thank you so much for coming in.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Sean, since the last time you've been on, you're going to be an MLB scout?
Yeah, so I'm
sweet
in completing scout school. It used to be where they would bring you into Scottsdale for the Arizona Fall League, and it would be a sort of a classroom, hands-on, in the spring training facilities while the guys are playing. A lot of prospects, so it's easy to see and grade or whatever. But with whatever the new normal, so here we are, scout school on Zoom.
New normal.
But it's a lot of information. I've worked as an associate scout, basically a part-time scout. Filling in here or there. Going to see this guy or that guy, pro and amateur. Over the last probably 15 or 20 years. I grew up in it. My dad was a scout, so I've been sort of dabbling here and there. But something that that I've wanted to do. So getting a lot of time with Tampa Bay, actually.
Sweet.
So, yeah.
So are you pulling for the Rays in this World Series?
I kind of have to at this point.
Yeah?
Yeah. I love the Dodgers. What a great team. A lot of great players, and all that sort of stuff. But, yeah, the Rays, that's just a great story on so many different levels.
I love Choi.
Oh, yeah.
I love that guy last game.
I think
last game against the Astros, I should say.
Tonight's the night to bet on the Rays. If you're going to, and I don't even have the odds in front of me, but I think this is the one, like we talked about at the beginning of the show, T-Roy, and we talked about it Monday.
It's a must-win, Jay.
It is a must-win for the Rays, and I think this one's going to be a lot lower scoring than the other one.
I don't know. I feel this Mookie Betts kid is really going off.
Do you think Mookie Betts is good?
Hold
on, T-Roy.
He might not just be good. He might be great.
You think Mookie Betts is decent?
I'm just saying, this kid seems to be completely on fire right now.
Isn't he one of the few that won the regular season MVP, the ALCS MVP, and the World Series MVP?
And I feel he's on his way to another round of that.
As a future potential Major League Baseball scout, he's good.
Yeah.
That's a spot on. That's what we bring you on this show.
Hey, he's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, you have to be impressed with what he's doing.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
100%.
I mean, we all knew he was good. But just to watch it on this level, on this stage, and see it happening,
I
just didn't like the way he left Boston.
Well, what do you? No.
What do you mean?
No, they traded him.
Yeah.
No, he was. They
Why would you
lowballed
trade?
him.
Why would you? No. Why would you trade? Why would you? Hold on.
No.
Why would you trade?
You're not right.
A player that to a team you just lost, or you just beat in the World Series.
Because they couldn't afford his contract.
Because they're not going to. Yeah, they
Why would you
lowballed him the
trade him
entire
to
time.
They were going to lose him anyway, probably.
Yeah.
To free agency because they couldn't afford what he's going to ask
No,
for.
Boston's not in the wrong here. No, they're in the wrong for lowballing him on a contract. But Mookie was never staying there. Like, CC Sabathia is really good friends with Mookie Betts.
Yeah.
And he's said flat out, he's like, he was never staying in Boston. He's built for LA. Like, his personality, everything. I don't know the guy. I've never shook hands with him. But I'm just telling you what I've listened to and everything else. And that Boston was never going to fit him or his personality and where he wanted to be, where he saw his career going. And I'm glad that he made a decision that what he wanted to do instead of signing, I don't know, with the Los Angeles Angels, Anaheim Angels, where Mike Trout's going to go down as a top 10, 5 baseball player of all time, but none of us could care two ding-dongs about him because he plays for the Angels.
You never see anything he does. Yeah, and he's great. Some of the greatest player that's never been to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mookie's next level. I mean, there's so many intangible things about him that, being in Boston, I mean, it's a big market team and it's obviously the Red Sox storied and all that, but LA is LA, and if you are going to make it, that's the place to make it. And when he came into spring training, the first thing that he did was call a meeting. Team that he's never played with, half the guys that he doesn't know. He just beat out for a World Series. Called a team meeting. Hey, this is what we do. This is how we win championships. This is why I'm here. And allegedly there was a lot of pushback. Who's this guy? He's just first day. Blah blah blah. But you really see it in the playoffs. This is where you see it, where a guy like that really elevates his game. And that's the makeup of a player. It's not just.
I feel he's made Bellinger even better. I mean, and that's hard to do considering the guy won the Rookie of the Year his very first season. I mean, Bellinger seems to me he went from this quiet, reserved kid to now, hey, he's got a little bit of mullet going. He's got his own style, and dude's crushing the ball.
Yeah.
But he's got the little bat flips going. He's made this dude, hey, dude, you are good. Act like it and walk.
So
it,
did you say he won Rookie of the Year his first year? That's usually how it works.
But but you know what I'm saying, coming out there. And actually, it was in the top 3 of MVP.
Tell me more how Mookie Betts left Boston.
That's usually
But
that's usually how it works. You don't know nothing about baseball. Stop it.
You don't know nothing.
Stop it.
That robbing, and I don't even know if so much it's robbing home run that Mookie did in that Game 7, but it was because he was in the warning track and it was near the yellow line. I don't know if it would have been over, but it's the response when he just starts screaming, "Let's effing go!" And right away you're looking at that like, man, I want to play with someone like that.
Yeah, that's a competitor. I mean, that's, he, like I said, like Troy was saying, he is going to elevate that guy, the guy next to him. I mean, he did it in Boston with Jackie Bradley. Jackie Bradley is a very good major league player. He's not, he's not going to rise above, the cusp on the level that Mookie is, but Mookie made him a better player, and I think the effect that you see is some of those guys in Boston, some of those younger guys in Boston is, they're losing out a little bit not having a guy like that, but you see it in LA where now Bellinger and some of these other guys are really going to benefit from, like I said, the makeup of the guy, not just his arm or his bat or whatever, but just as a human being, a competitor, just that fire that he brings is, that elevates a whole team.
And look how bad Boston became after he left. I mean,
the Killer Bees, man.
And it's not even like
they was good when Betts was there.
They have talent still there. They have pitching talent. They have JD Martinez.
Yeah,
it's just not the same.
I think they saw the rebuilding years coming, and you're going to pay a guy like Mookie that amount of money. Now, what are we going to build? What are we going to build around? We have 3 or 4 pitchers that are hurt that make a lot of money, and Sale's
been hurt a lot.
Yeah.
Price, right? Do they still have Price?
No,
he ended up going.
He's with the Dodgers, but he opted out of the season.
Yeah. Okay.
So you lose David Price. Sale's been up and down.
He went over in the Betts trade.
The only guy that they've got a left-handed Dominican left-hander, and then Nate Eovaldi, who's been healthy, who's been hurt, and that's about it. I mean, as a former Red Sox fan, they were at best a marginal AAA team this year. They starting pitchers. They started over 15 different guys.
2 years removed from being a dominant World Series winner.
Yeah.
They still have Sale and Personi. Is it Personi? They still have those pitchers, right?
You said a former Red Sox fan. Sean. Yeah. When did this? We got the Indians, we got the Rays, we got the Red Sox.
When I turn on MLB or ESPN, I don't want to see the Pawtucket Red Sox playing. I want to see the Boston Red Sox playing. And it was bad. This year was, and I know there's circumstances and all that sort of stuff, but
I felt the same way being a Cub fan this year. Even though they won the division, it's like you looked at it and everybody's batting like 205 to 235. And you have no idea how they won the division.
Well, you got to understand, like when a shortened season like that, players usually don't get hot till about after All-Star break or right before All-Star break. That's when they start getting hot, and then because at the beginning,
other players all season for other teams that were hot and did very, very well.
Well, I'm just saying it's a shortened season.
I think they were lucky that it was a shortened season because they probably wouldn't have made the playoffs.
That's not
You're
true.
talking about the Cubs?
Yeah,
that's not true.
Expanded. I don't know. They won the division. But I think, is MLB, Sean, talking about moving it back to 7 in each division instead of 8?
I'm not sure how the restructure. You hear
I
so
saw
you hear
it on the
so many
ticker. He wants
things.
to at least have it over 10 teams.
Okay. All right.
So that would still be the 3 division winners
probably
and 2
one
wild
bye.
cards.
2 wild cards. Yeah, 3 divisional, 2 wild cards. Okay, I'm trying to figure it out.
So if he does it, wasn't that what it was before?
No, there was a one-game playoff, though. Yeah, they want to keep the 2 out of 3.
So there was 4. There was 8 before. So if he goes to 10, I think what he's talking about is each division, whoever has the best record would get a bye, and then the other 4 teams would square off in a 3-game playoff.
The 2 out of 3 thing is.
I like 2 out of 3. I'm actually a fan of everything they did this year.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
They still have to do a lot of fun.
I don't want the 1 game. I don't want that at all.
2 out of 3
I like the 2
terrible.
out of. You don't like it?
I don't like it.
This is the one time that I think baseball got it right. They took
2 out of 3.
The 2 out of 3, the universal DH, everything they had to do. This one time I'm going to tell you that Manfred, out of all the things he did wrong with the Astros, the talk of the World Series trophy, it's just a piece of metal type of thing that has his name on it, the Commissioner's Cup. It's the one time that I'm going to tell you that I think MLB was the better out of the 4 brands. How's that? The NHL got it.
I like the 2 out of 3 staying in the same stadium, playing all 3, just doing a series there, and that first round. I thought it was great, and if they kept this playoff format throughout, that'd be fine with me.
Yeah, I mean, it was really exciting, and the thing that I loved and the players probably hated was there was no days off. It was boom, boom, boom.
Yep.
It's like the regular season.
Yeah, there's a different sort of strategy to it, to where, you got a day off in between. You can cycle through in a 5 or 7 game series. You can cycle through to get your 1-2 pitchers back in there, for an extra game or two or something like that. So, it definitely changed the strategy, the whole outlook of the game. I mean, you guys, you saw it in some of these teams. You got to come to play. If you don't come to play, I mean, the team that's ready to play is just going to roll over the other team.
So basically, so what I'll ask Sean is, like, if you felt like it was a 5-game series instead of that 3-game series, and people were able to get their starting rotating pitchers back in there, it would have made a difference.
Oh, absolutely. But
you know what I mean? But
depends on the team, what Sean's saying, because the Twins were never in it.
I mean,
nobody said nothing about the Twins.
Well, they lost it. They lost a 2 out of 3 game series, and I don't think a 5-game would have made any difference. There's just Rocco Baldelli is not a feel manager. He doesn't feel the game. He's going by numbers and what's being told. And kind of like what Sean's saying, like a team that goes to show up. He just didn't have the Twins ready to go. It just period.
Right.
Like there was no feel for the game as a manager, or like this is the person that's going to take over the game. Like it was apparent it was that bad. But
no, I get you. I just feel like the flexion of the game would have been different if it was a 5-game series, because then you can get your starter back in there in game 5 or game 4. It just depends.
You get 2 out of them.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
But now if you're gonna expand and bring in all of these teams,
you have to have a 3-game series.
You have to shorten that. First,
for sure.
You have to shorten that first series, or come up with, I don't know what it would be, but it made sense the way that they did it this year. Like I said, I thought it was really exciting.
No, I again, like I said, out of the 4, I think they did the best out of them all, what they have to do. Now, the worry is this. The NBA is totally preparing themselves to start their season as fast as they can, because the NBA is already prepared that there are not going to be fans in the stands. So is Major League Baseball going to have to do the same thing all over again? And are we going to have to just a 60-game or 162 games? Like, I don't know.
We'll
but the NBA is flat out right now saying, like, hey, we might start on Christmas Day only because we're not going to put this off to President's Day or Martin Luther King Day, because we just see the big picture. Right. And the NBA has always been the one that's in the forefront, being like, we see 3 steps ahead of what's going to happen.
Right.
I'm really concerned that baseball just thinks everything's going to be fine by April 1st.
I think so.
You think things are? I don't know.
After
it's
November
not
3rd.
going to be fine.
I'm telling you.
After November 3rd.
I think so too.
It's just not going to be. As soon as we can get over that,
I'm never getting over
we're
it.
going to be fine. But it's
what about on November 4th? Will you be over it?
No.
Oh.
I agree. I agree with Leah.
Gotta go.
I agree with Obama on this one. Like, after that, I think
I'm sure that there's a plan, as someone who's involved in this industry, the way that they've handled sort of bringing minor league players into the spring training facilities in the fall. Right now, there are a limited number of guys in some of these facilities. I think that the minor leagues will stay and play in those facilities for as long as they have to, until it's, quote unquote safe, or whatever the protocols are. It's going to vary state by state. I think that's where, MLB or any of these leagues are going to run into trouble, because, like in Texas, like, yeah, sure, 15% of people or whatever, 15,000 people at these games, the World Series games. But how it affects them overall as a business model, I'm sure there's a plan in place. But I think with the scaling down, that they're talking about for the minor leagues, I imagine there's going to be a lot of players released before or after the winter meetings. As soon as the World Series is over, a lot of the minor league players are going to scale these things down and get ready to,
this sounds
to have a whole different look, from the lower ranks up, and then, sort of play the big league season, or, how all this new restructuring works, as it goes.
So my question is, like, do you think it would be an issue to have, why is it different to have fans at the World Series than it is to have them at regular games separated the way that they had college games? They have football games. They have people in the audience, in the stands.
It's state by state, though.
Yeah, I think it's state by state.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Like, I mean, what's the difference?
Well, just for example, the Iowa Cubs, they obviously didn't play.
Right.
But what happened was a local local amateur organization took all the college players who weren't out playing, in the summer college leagues, and organized, some showcase games at Principal Park.
Right.
Down there. And so what they would do is they would have certain sections of the stands, cordoned off and zip tied off, and here's what we're doing, and X amount of people in, blah, 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 and, certain things in place as far as that goes. So for some of the minor leagues, I can see that, they could do that on smaller level. You're talking about less than 10,000 people, but
right.
Some of these big stadiums, I don't know. It's got to be on a state by state basis is what I assume how they're doing it in Texas, for this situation, the World
you have
Series.
governors and you have dictators. There's no.
Oh, you talking about Illinois?
Yeah, so there's no fans in Illinois. I think that's a foregone conclusion.
Reminds me.
I get exactly.
Armageddon.
You talking about Illinois?
Owen Wilson's like, "What's it going to be like up there?" And he's like, "Okay, worst case possible scenario ever." That's all he had to say. Yeah. So dictators or governors. On that note, we do have to take our second break in the second hour. We come back, we can do our word association game, and then we get to pick the winners of Week 7, the NFL. So we all get to chime in on that. We'll be right back. ESPN 1170 AM. Don't hassle us. We're local.
You like that? You like that? Give me a hell yeah. I said give me a hell yeah.
This is Brian Rothenberger, radio guy for the Quad City Storm. You're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
From lines of credit in Chicagoland to equipment finance loans in the Quad Cities to better cash flow in Milwaukee, First Midwest Bank is committed to using our local knowledge and ideas to help our clients get their business momentum back. Visit wehaveideas.firstmidwest.com. You have plans, we have ideas. First Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
Meet Carla.
Hi there.
Carla's 4 daughters keep her pretty busy.
Oops.
Casey's new curbside pickup makes life easier for Carla.
Pizza!
And saves her an extra trip to the grocery store. Now, you can add grocery items like bread, drinks, and snacks to your online pizza order, and we'll bring them right to your car with curbside pickup. And for a limited time, get 2 large single-topping pizzas for just $8.99 each. Casey's, here for convenience, here for new curbside pickup, here for good. Available at select locations only.
This is Greeny with Mike Greenberg.
There's absolutely nothing, for example, the New York Jets can do this season that is going to change the fact that they're going to be a terrible football team. So does firing the coach help? Well, they're trying to develop a young quarterback in Sam Darnold. And all of you across the country who may not see a lot of him saw why Jet fans like me remain hopeful about him. Because he obviously has so much physical ability, but he still makes terrible mistakes, and so much of that can be laid at the feet of the brilliant offensive mind whose job it is to develop him. And so I guess my feeling is, if the head coach is doing such a bad job that the team can't beat anybody, that they commit 11 penalties in a game, including multiple dirty late hits, including one on the very last play of the game that had the opposing coach telling his players run off the field before we have a brawl out here. And oh, by the way, the quarterback is regressing.
Greeny, weekdays at 11 on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
Gary Moore is delivering real solutions for Iowa families. Thanks to Gary Moore's leadership, Iowa has a balanced budget, which is why we were better prepared than any other state to deal with the economic impacts of the COVID crisis. Gary Moore led the effort to help working Iowa families find safe, reliable childcare so parents can continue to work. Gary Moore is focused on getting Iowans back to work and school safely. Keep Iowa moving in the right direction. Vote Gary Moore for state representative.
Paid for by Gary Moore for State House.
The Max Kellerman Show.
Kendrick Perkins.
Max, you argued me down on First Take about how good of a player Chris Middleton was.
No, I didn't.
And I told you, yes, you did. And I told you that he wasn't that type of guy, right? But he did play. Oh, I'm making stuff up.
I argued for Chris Middleton. No, I said Chris Middleton should be at best the 3rd best player on a championship team. You need another dude who can go get his own shot and do it on a higher level than Middleton if you want to pair him with Giannis to win a championship. I never said anything different than that. I wasn't thinking the Bucks were going to win a title this year.
So did you have the Bucks coming out of the East?
Yep. I sure did. Shut up, Perk. Why are you bringing up old stuff?
The Max Kellerman Show. Weekdays at 2 on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
I'm Teresa Greenfield. I was 24 and pregnant, at home with a 13-month-old, when I got a knock at the door. It was the priest. My husband, Rod, a union electrician, had been killed on the job. I became a single mom, and we relied on Social Security survivor benefits to get back up on our feet. Social Security is something we've all earned after a lifetime of hard work, and I'll be fighting to sustain Social Security for generations to come. So when I see Donnie Ernst and the folks in Washington talking about cutting Medicare and Social Security to pay for tax breaks for billionaires, I say, no way. And I know firsthand, you don't stop giving people a hand up so you can give a hand out to the super wealthy and the special interests. I'm Teresa Greenfield, running for Senate, and I approved this message, paid for by Teresa Greenfield for Iowa.
Football is back at the Double Crown. No fans allowed in the stands, so get the best seats possible at the Double Crown Bar and Grill. During all big college football games, enjoy $5 pitchers of domestics and $2 wells. Stop in for lunch during the week. Tuesday is all-you-can-eat wings and Friday nights all-you-can-eat fish, both for just $11. Plus happy hour daily from 2 till 6. For daily specials, find them on Facebook. Double your fun every day at the Double Crown Bar and Grill, 217 Brady Street, downtown Davenport.
The signs of baseball can be found right here, unless the Astros steal them first. This is the Quad Cities Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
You already
Welcome back, Quad Cities.
You already know how we're working.
Do you want to bring us in back, Cal, or do you just want to keep talking when we're off air?
What are you talking about?
Everybody's fine. Welcome back. Welcome back to Don't Have to Look here on ESPN 1170 AM, where we have just as much fun. We have just as much fun during commercial break than we do on the show, to be honest with you guys. We have to do our normal Wednesday where we just pick the games, not the lines. We picked the NFL games. How are we doing so far, T-Row? How'd last week look?
Last week, we have a tie for the winner. And we have a tie for the loser.
Ooh.
You want to guess who tied for losers, Cal?
I know. I was one of them.
Yep, you and me.
We tied for winners?
Yeah.
Look at that.
See what I develop?
See what you started, Cal?
I ain't starting
that. You created that.
I develop winners.
I'm going to stop agreeing with you.
But Sean's going to pick with us as well. We're going to look at the NFL games this week.
Our pick 6 finished out, too.
Pick 6, yes.
In pick 6, Leah went 3-3.
Uh-huh.
Troy went 3-3.
Yep.
Mr. App Developer went 5-1.
I mean, there's a reason why they're putting me in charge of the app. The gambling
Jesus
app.
Christ.
Just want to.
This app better blow up.
It better be the best app ever made.
It's going to.
Ever made.
Does your app team have jerseys?
Those are in development too.
Okay.
Hey, app team, Jaybirds.
Yeah.
There's
development as well.
Jaybirds.
That's
All
right.
right. Well, we'll start out. We're just going to pick the winners, everyone.
Yes.
This is week 7 of the NFL.
Sure.
And we'll start out with the most exciting game of the week on Thursday night. The Giants at
Fart
Philly.
noise. There's one for you. Philadelphia Eagles fan, what's your first thing you think of?
Obnoxious.
See, that's another
Obnoxious.
one. You're like,
Cheese all over their face.
Roman Gabriel.
Roman Gabriel. I don't know what that is, but now I'm gonna always
they boo their own players.
Didn't they try to kill Santa Claus?
Yeah.
Invincible.
Yes.
You love that movie for some reason. I mean, it is not a week that goes by that you do not reference that movie, Bomber, and I don't know why.
It's one movie.
A terrible movie.
All right, Cal Reed, who do you got? The Giants or the Eagles?
Eagles.
Okay. Our newest guest, Sean, who do you got?
Oh, Eagles all the way.
All right. Miss Leah?
Eagles.
Jaybird?
Bryce Harper.
You are ridiculous.
The Eagles.
Crazy.
I get it. All right. You better make this a hell yeah, Jay. We'll take the Eagles.
I
all
like
the
your
way
eye
across.
roll, like how frustrated you can get with just on one thing I do. Like, all right. Whatever,
What?
Jay. Like, wasting my
You
time.
made me think through it.
I can't believe you're wasting my time. All right, I guess I'll allow this. You're ridiculous.
I had to guess what team he was playing for now.
Hey, you could go ahead and hit that hell yeah for the next one.
You think?
Why? What do you mean?
Well, this is a good game. The Battle of Unbeatens. Pittsburgh at Tennessee.
Come on.
And I'm going to start with Sean.
Come on.
Pittsburgh.
Come on. Yeah.
Pitt. Leah.
Yeah, definitely. Pittsburgh.
Jay.
Pittsburgh.
Cal.
He says Pittsburgh. T-Roy?
Of course it's Pittsburgh.
Yes! Look at us.
Look at us. Oh, hey.
Feel the love.
Hey,
They're my number one ranked power team.
Hey, we have the toilet bowl game coming up on everybody.
Oh, this one is pretty good. Jay's favorite.
He said, oof.
Jay's second favorite team, the Cleveland Burrows, or the Cincinnati Burrows.
Cincinnati Burrows.
Are hosting the Cleveland Browns.
Toilet bowl game.
Sean is part of the Cleveland Indians family, and I don't want to get into how much I don't like Cleveland in front of our guest.
You just did.
Don't bring it across. And
But
it's
you
the
love
Cincinnati Burrows.
Anyway.
I got something with Joe
Well, I'm
Burrow.
going to start with Sean. Then who do you got?
We'll go with the Browns.
Cleveland there. Leah.
Who is it? Browns and who?
Cincinnati.
I'm going to go with Cincinnati.
Jay.
Cincinnati.
I knew you were. Calvin.
I hate to admit it. I got to go with Cleveland.
No.
I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns as well.
Stop trying to make fetch happen.
I'm just saying, Cincinnati's not good, man.
Thank you.
Cleveland actually, they actually got something.
This is a good one here.
Cleveland's better than Cincinnati. It
Buffalo,
really should go the other way, but yeah.
Buffalo at the Jets.
Oh,
Can we get a hell yeah?
We're all doing Buffalo, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes. I mean, the Jets aren't going to win a game this year, right?
They're so bad.
And then you're going to feel sorry for the kid from Clemson because he's going to have to go there.
Trevor Lawrence,
and then he won't. And then his career will be over.
Joe Flacco is a starting quarterback. Frank Gore is the running back. He's 39 years old. They're so bad.
They're terrible, dude.
Like, so bad.
They're the worst.
They are.
And they're not going to fire Adam Gase. They're so bad.
They can't.
Like, who runs that team? Bozo the Clown?
Adam Gase.
No, Bozo the Clown.
He's the GM and the man. No,
Yeah,
who
owns
owns
it?
Jim.
All right.
I don't
He's
know.
not Jim.
How bad are they, Jay?
So bad. Like, it's just terrible. And I picked against the Broncos and the Patriots in my survivor pool instead of always going against the Jets. I'm a ding-dong. You know who else is so bad? Me. I'm so bad.
You're not an app developer.
I told him what to do, too.
Thank you, Bomber. See,
I told him what to do.
intervention's over. You're back. Yeah.
Oh,
We want you here
man.
tomorrow.
She's drunk again. All right.
Hey, that's a quarantine mass game.
Carolina at New Orleans.
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Yep.
Yep, New Orleans.
Yeah.
All right.
That thing's over in New Orleans. That Matt Rule and everything else. All right.
Okay, boy, this is another toilet bowl.
Toilet bowl game.
Detroit, which is French
the
for
entire
toilet.
week, by the way, you can put in the toilet. So.
At Atlanta.
This is a hard one though.
This is
a hard one.
Race to the
That's
bottom.
what she said.
I'm going to go Detroit.
Yeah, we're Detroit.
That's what I was gonna do.
Sean and Leah going Detroit.
El de Toilet.
And then you're going Detroit too?
Yep.
Jay?
Well,
this is the first week for that.
Just
new
want to
coach.
explain something to you. Matt Stafford played college football.
Yeah.
At Georgia.
Yeah.
Did you know that he went to high school with
Clayton
Clayton Kershaw? They're
Yeah.
like childhood best friends.
Yeah.
Again, it's just something I have to. She has to point out Invincible, the movie, once a week.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
to point out what they're going to say on. You know who's back in
She's
town?
a mom. She's gonna
Matt
point out
Stafford's back in
Invincible
town
every week.
because he played football at Georgia, right down the road in Athens. And did I mention? He's best friends with Clayton Kershaw, who, by the way, might be on the mound tonight in the World Series.
That being said.
Detroit.
Why you say Georgia like that, man?
Well, Jay's
Because they
taking
love to bring
Detroit. I am taking ATL.
Okay.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This next game is just as worse.
It's a hell
just
yeah.
as bad as a toilet.
It's a hell yeah.
Yeah.
Dallas at Washington.
This is a hell yeah game. Come on, dude.
Cal.
Dallas. Everybody's picking Dallas.
Are
I
we?
think we're all taking the carrot-headed cannon.
Are we?
Over
Over
Kyle Allen?
The football team?
Over Kyle Allen.
Over the professional football.
Oh, sorry.
The Washington professional football.
The jury's still out on the professional.
Were you serious there?
Be honest.
I didn't know how. Hey, listen, I have no confidence in the Cowboys. I didn't know where you guys were
I had no
at.
confidence in Kyle Allen.
Okay,
not at all.
Fair enough. Green Bay
hit it.
Has a problem at Houston. And the problem is
Green Bay's going to win.
They can't score enough touchdowns.
Green Bay's going to win this
Green
by
Bay's gonna win this
10,
game.
11
Yeah.
points.
Is that a hell yeah?
Yeah, they're going to win this by
I'm
double
sorry.
digits.
Green Bay's winning.
Yeah, they're going
Romeo Cornell is the coach of the Houston Texans now. Yeah.
Isn't he old enough to be our grandpas?
He's 73 years
Oh,
old.
all right. He's pretty old.
Yeah.
Maybe not grandpas, but he's old. Okay,
He's a
this is
little
a
too young.
battle
Apparently,
here.
that's the qualification.
Seattle coming off a bye week, undefeated still, traveling down to Arizona to take on the Cardinals.
You know what? Can I give a quick thing? Seattle has troubles in Arizona when they go to Arizona, though.
Okay, so who are you taking?
It's the weather change.
So you're taking Arizona then?
Yeah.
Okay, Leah?
Temperature drop. Who is it again? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Seattle, Arizona.
I'm going to go with Arizona.
Sean?
Seattle.
Good call.
Ooh.
I got Seattle as well.
I've got Arizona. Seattle's going to look past them. Look at San Francisco game
do it
more
every
than they were
time.
Arizona, and Arizona is going into a bye week. Arizona's going to throw
4-2.
everything.
Why would they look past Arizona?
They always do.
Now, look, San Francisco is probably better on their calendar than anything else when they've looked at things. And Arizona's going into a bye week next week. They're going to throw everything at them.
Looking at anybody.
Okay.
Toilet bowl game.
Jacksonville at the Chargers.
Toilet bowl game.
Oh, boy. Chargers.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's more fun to say Chargers than Jacksonville,
Chargers.
so I'll just pick them.
Chargers.
All right. It was a hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Oh, my.
This
What
is the
now?
battle of Leah's.
Kansas City Chiefs.
This is the battle of Leah's and Cal's. The Chiefs
Ooh,
versus the
AFC
Broncos.
Vic
Chiefs,
Fangio
Chiefs
just had
at
the
Broncos.
win of his lifetime as a head coach in New England.
Cal, I'm just going to put you down for Denver.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Leah, I am just going to put you down for KC.
Yeah,
And now the three of us get to get dirty looks from one or the other.
Okay.
Jay, go first.
I refuse to pick for anything Vic Fangio is a head coach of. So
Okay, so you're taking Kansas City.
there you go.
Yep.
Way to read between the lines on that one.
KC.
Oh, Cal's bottom lip poked out a little bit.
It's all right. I'm only picking them because it's my team. I know they're not going to win.
KC too, yeah.
I'm
No
sorry.
way Vic Fangio can put back-to-back wins together.
They're not bringing Tebow back for this one?
Go Tebow.
I'll take him over any quarterback we
this
have
ought to be
right
a
now.
fun game. This is the why did we get rid of Jimmy?
I really hate how much you're trying to sell each one of these games this week because they're not good. I mean, you're pulling
They're
like,
terrible
take
games.
a look at this game, and every time I get excited,
I'm
like,
trying to get a
wait
job for
minute, what's he
marketing
doing?
with the NFL,
Yeah,
man.
okay.
San Fran at New England. The comeback of the year is over.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy G.
Don't know what you got till it's gone.
You don't, do you?
Cinderella game.
This is the Cinderella game.
I don't know,
We'll start
man.
with Cal Reed. Who you taking?
New England going to be mad because they lost that last game. Then they shouldn't have lost it.
Okay.
I picked New England.
Sean?
San Francisco.
All right. Jay?
New England. I can't see
Yeah.
the ball coach
No.
losing back-to-back home games.
Nope.
I have no idea, so I'll just go with San Fran.
And I.
There's that insight we love to,
welcome.
we love so much.
She's very wise. I'm taking San Fran too. San Fran's going to give him fits, man. I like that.
All right.
Okay. Tampa Bay at Vegas. Vegas on a bye week and then hosting Tom Brady. Coming off an impressive victory over Green Bay. Who do you got? Leah Bombs.
Green Bay.
Okay.
No, Tampa Bay.
Sean.
Tampa Bay.
I'm
Tampa
sorry.
Bay.
Typo.
Sorry.
My spell check.
Sean.
Tampa.
Tampa.
Yeah.
Jay.
Tampa Bay, and the Gronk is going to have the biggest party in Vegas afterwards. I'm so excited
Reed?
for this. It's a Sunday night game too, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Tampa Bay or Vegas Raiders?
Oh, I still can't get it.
Right?
Vegas.
Vegas, baby.
Whoa. I'm taking Tampa, Tommy. Okay, here we go.
Oh!
Jay is
Sign me up.
completely torn here.
No,
Rams.
not like torn at all.
The Chicago Bears
Rams.
at the Rams. Jay first.
Come on. Rams.
No, it's the Bears.
Okay. Cal, you got Rams.
Yep.
No.
Leah.
Bears.
Sean.
Bears.
Rams.
I'm winning that game. Oh, yeah, we got it.
That's right.
No. Anyway.
Look at that. We finished right on time.
We finished on time.
Look at that.
Sean, thank you for coming in.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
Sean, I'm happy you can come in. Cal, thank you as well.
For sure.
Bomber, good job on your inside. I hope rehab works out for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I can't wait
Yeah. We will see you guys later. Enjoy yourselves, Quad Cities. Stay safe and sanitize. We'll talk to you soon.